All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week 3 matchup of the Aegis Protectors League. I'm Jason Good 5, and with me is TDS. We have Team Death Realm Quebec up against McDoowan. How are we doing, TDS? And how are we feeling about the draft?
I am excited to be here, and I told you this, but I'm really happy with the name of the teams. Not because they are great or anything like that, but I just found it so funny. Like the best team in the Quebec, potentially the only one I know. But hey, if they are the best, they are also the worst. Now, looking at the draft, it's Ilaoi, Vex, and Rengar and Mordekaiser now banned immediately. Like we talked, I think last week, a lot of focus towards certain players because you really don't want to give the champions that they may be more proficient in. And I quite like the Ilaoi bind because I feel like Ilaoi is not a champion that is played a lot against current meta champions, but I feel like she can shine quite well in laning phase against them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it comes to a certain point where you're doing your enemy scouting, and you kind of notice, wow, this guy just plays a lot of Alawi, and
Yeah.
Team Death Round Quebec definitely felt like they needed to go for that option. Now we do see a few more of the meta bans coming. We see that kind of Vex and the Victor getting taken off the table. Now this kind of leaves a lot of open options for Team Death Round Quebec. And they have the Jinx. I don't know how people feel about Zeri. That's still totally a first pickable option here. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of give or take, kind of see how it feels. But things like the Rengar ban or the Mordekaiser ban are definitely things that really pop out to me. As you're going to see Hecarim going to be hovered here for our first pick and will be locked in.
Hecarim has risen quite a lot in priority, so I can see why it's going to be taken as a first pick, especially against AD carries that are so that doesn't have quite a lot of mobility. Like he can shine quite a lot. Caitlyn's is still open. You pointed out the Jinx and the Seri. Those champions are champions that you can try and get on top of. Even the Seri can be easily get on top of if you play the Hecarim correctly. The Fiddlesticks coming in out of nowhere. This can be either a support or a jungle pick, but I'm just excited to see where McDoowan ends up putting the Fiddlesticks in. I feel like if you pick the Caitlyn here and pair it with the Fiddlesticks, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad bot lane matchup to play with. And
Whoa.
instead, they are going for the Kai'Sa. So ignoring every potential meta AD carry, instead opting for the Kai'Sa. Wow.
I mean, Muktuwan kind of, you said it yourself, TDS, coming out of nowhere. That's exactly what Fiddlesticks and Kaisa are going to be doing, especially with that,
True.
kind of AP build. You one-shot people with your W. And Fiddlesticks, if you have a control and kind of a kind of tempo in terms of your vision control, and you get a great
Yep.
Fiddlesticks ult, bye-bye Jin. It doesn't matter if Hecarim can get a good engage. Your AD carry is going to be gone, and, like potential other picks like mid lane, top lane, like there's champions that will get one shot from the by that Fiddlesticks,
Yeah.
especially if McDoowan are able to play it properly. It's Fiddlesticks is one of those champions that I feel like if you're behind and you know how to play the champion, you have an absolute angle back into the game. So it's definitely going to also be a test on how they apply their knowledge in that certain jungle matchup.
100%. And I feel like with the Fiddlesticks, also you get the great way of helping the Kaiser reposition because of the CC that he does provide as one of the jungle champions or potential support champions. Like the way that he helps Kaiser reposition can be really ideal in those teamfights because if the Hecarim ever goes way too deep towards the Kaiser, Kaiser can just reposition away with the help of the Fiddlesticks and you pretty much lose your complete engage potential. The Thresh being hovered, being picked here, I always talk about Thresh about one of the champions that you can really take as a counter pick because it works really really well with a lot of the champions that a lot of the players do focus, like Leona, like Nautilus. So it will work out here really well. You have the flay potential as well towards the Hecarim in case he doesn't use ultimate but instead just runs towards you. And then you also have the Lantern to save people out of position. I feel like in this game Thresh will find a lot of value, especially disengaging, because Fiddlesticks and Kai'Sa have a lot of engage, but Fiddlesticks Thresh will be the disengage potential, so that if things go way too badly or way too not badly bad. If things don't go as you planned at the start, then Thresh can just reposition the rest of the team by the disengage potential that he has, so that then the Kai'Sa and Fiddlesticks can look for a better opportunity to engage or something towards that mark. And this means that also we're getting the two solo laners for each team on this second rotation. That's why we see so much focus towards the top lane and the cheeky Echo Ban.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like there's a lot of these tools and a lot of potential here. And this old Chinese saying goes that your eyes know and your brains know it, but can your hands do it? So it's absolutely going to be a test on Mukduan to be able to execute this composition that they've kind of planned out for themselves so far. And the Aatrox going to be the safe line top laner here. And I like the pick. It's a great team fighting champion. And if Mukduan are able to survive that first burst, that Team Death on Quebec kind of go for, McDoowan's composition really starts to shine through. And I think that's kind of a recurring theme so far with these champions that they've kind of selected.
I'm not sure if I would call Aatrox a safe blind pick, in all honesty, but I can see where you're coming from. And I do think that with this kind of idea that McDoowan has drafted with the Fiddlesticks and the Kaisa, I can see the value from the Aatrox. Like his way of playing when everyone is going in, like he can get a lot of space, create a lot of space, and he has enough damage to be able to pop some of these champions, particularly the Jhin, because he's not going to be as mobile as the Aatrox. Like if you find a nice angle towards this Jhin may die completely with the Aatrox and the Fiddlesticks. So I feel like that's the whole idea that you go for the Aatrox. I love this Poppy pick here because it will deny a lot of the potential from the Aatrox, as well as even just the Kaisa if she ever tries to dash in or try to move around. And the Ari pick. I'm excited to get to see this because I love playing Ari a lot. I think she's such an interesting champion to see. I was actually not super excited for the rework, but after actually playing it, I think it's so much fun. And I feel like with a composition like this that has so much engaged potential and big potential as well with the Jhin, the Ari may find so much value here with the Charm, but also with the reset on her ultimate to try and move around, fight, and try and position herself to get the most advantage in teamfights. And he's an answer with LeBlanc. Okay, so McDoowan going for quite a heavy damage dealing composition, a composition that wants to go in realistically, and try and delete champions as quickly as they can because they do depend on the Fiddlesticks and the Aatrox ultimate to play around teamfights, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And TS, I love Ari for different reasons, but I'm glad that we
Okay.
have a shared kind of opinion of her right now. And just kind of looking at the compositions right now, you have like Team Death or Quebec that want to be looking for these kind of picks and like catching someone out, and then like it's really just both teams are kind of screaming at each other about what their composition wants to do. So I think it's definitely really obvious that how both teams want to play, and it's going to be down to execution and just how early
Yep.
laning phase goes, because none of these lanes are inherently like winning or losing. I think this is definitely just a really well-rounded draft from both teams, and it's just going to be down to how the game's played out.
Yeah, I feel like I have my own kind of mm, taste in terms of how these drafts go and which one I like and not. But one thing that I really like that both teams went with, it's a theme. Because I feel like each team at least has the idea, the correct idea towards the champions that they drafted. Yes, the Hecarim and the Nautilus may look a little bit forward, but in reality, if they do engage, they have a long range coverage for the Jhin. So it's not like Jhin doesn't get to do anything from a safe distance. You also have the Poppy for disengage potential, so it's not like you're all with a all-in mindset, but you have good disengage, and the Poppy can follow up well as well. And you have the Ari that does provide follow-up as well with the Hecarim and the Nautilus, as well as peak potential. So, like you were pointing out, Team Deathrealm, really nice theme that they have drafted for themselves. On the other side, McDoowan, like I pointed out, I think it's a all-in composition with champions that depend a lot on their ultimates. But the idea is there. You want to be aggressive. You want to dive into the backline. You want to get blood spelled everywhere. So this is going to work out perfectly for them. And I feel like if they can play according to what they drafted, particularly McDoowan being a little bit more aggressive after level 6s are hit, particularly with the Fiddlesticks, obviously, but around the mid game mark, 15 to 25 minutes, that's the point that they will shine the most. And that's the point that if they can just accelerate the game as much as possible, then they can put themselves in such a good advantage to try and win the game.
Absolutely. And, speaking of winning, that's what Team Death Arm Quebec need to be doing now. Like currently 0-2 in the standings. And, if they want to be looking for that late push towards playoffs and even favorable positioning in play-ins, now's the time to pick up some wins. Like, and absolutely with their composition, they're really clear on what they want. They've designed it well out. And, speaking of things that we need to design, we need to design ourselves towards a little spectate delay here. So, bear with
Sure.
us for a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And, we'll be back on Summoner's Rift real soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on towards Summoner's Rift for this Aegis Protectors League Week 3 matchup between Team Deathrealm Quebec and McDoowan. Once again, I'm Jason Crew5. I have TDS with me, and as we're loaded onto the Rift, what are our thoughts so far on our setups? Our reskin choice is banger, top tier. Spirit Blossom. My goodness, I love her. Anyways, what are your thoughts so far, TDS? Oh, oh.
Okay, sorry, yeah. First of all, I want to point out I love the spectator part on the top. It looks so nice. Now we finally see turrets and objectives. That's actually a good addition. And now actually looking to the game, it's just going to be a 5-point. Not much achieved. I would have liked to see McDoowan go for a little bit more aggressive play, especially with a composition that actually wants to get as aggressive as possible early on. But I can understand the fear, not wanting to put the Fiddlesticks behind, particularly because Fiddlesticks is a champion that wants to farm towards level 6, so you really don't want him to die necessarily in that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we see the control ward there as well, just that extra little bit of safety that Malone kind of wants and needs here. And, I don't fault him for it. Fiddlesticks should have a relatively healthy clear, especially because he just sucks the ever-living life out of, his jungle camps. Will look to Pathworks to double do it. This is pretty cute here. So, definitely nice to see that we have a Fiddlesticks connoisseur here, able to just do both camps at the same time. Let's hope it doesn't reset, and we're all good there.
Yeah, showing his mastery on the Fiddlesticks because he actually went for the double camp.
Yeah, absolutely. In the mid lane, kind of heavy auto trades going on here between Noip and Pure Salt. Yeah, I was zooming on that later, but just a lot of trades going down. One corrupting paw burnt from the LeBlanc already, which is absolutely really important, especially so early on in the lane. But so far we have a hook on towards the Thresh right now. Level 2 hit by the side of Team Deathrealm Quebec, and they're just forcing them off already. So much damage chunked out on towards the Thresh, and there's just a good amount of brawling so far. In the top lane as well, English Muffin looking for that Q3 trade on towards Toxic
Vein. Low though.
Copy. Yeah, with that early damage is just chunking out the side of the Aatrox. It's just not enough healing and not enough gameplay in terms of the statistics, the numbers here for the side of English Muffin 67. So Toxic Vein will win out on that trade so far. We see the charm landing in on towards Noip here. Gonna go look for more here, the distortion back and forth just to chunk out some more health. But that LeBlanc is extremely low already. Only one charge left on that corrupting potion, and Pure Salt is sitting on that ignite, which is so dangerous in this kill lane.
Yeah, and that's a really important difference of LeBlanc opting for the teleport. Not a bad idea later on, but it means that if the Ahri ever gets another good trade like that, she can go for the solo kill. I was going to point out that I think that just losing one corrupting pod for just a normal pod would have been more ideal for the LeBlanc, but since she already blew everything up, and now the Ahri has the ignite potential, if she doesn't backs and gets the advantage with the teleport, she will just get completely affected by the LeBlanc.
Yeah, we see the Fiddlesticks. They want to look for a force here, but, just sitting back is Toxic Vein. So the E not even going to be able to reach the side of the Brave Heroic Yordle there in the top lane.
Wait, Ghost was used.
Ghost was used from the side of Autoplay. Good thing that you did pick it up here. Now he will clear that control ward that Malone did put off in the early game, and Charm goes wide from the side of Pure Salt. So it looks like it's just going to be a free Scuttle Crab going towards the Scarecrow, and the side of McDoowan's bot lane, they're going to rotate up and take this bot crab as well. And so, Autopipe is just not living life right now. This is not enjoyable for the side of Hecarim. Does have Smite to steal it, but go for the hook on towards the Hecarim as well. Isn't going to get a lot of auto attacks on towards Autopipe. The passive proc from the Kai'Sa, the Jin root, able to tag up the Thresh, but the flash is available. The flash W from the side of Isner, able to pick up the kill with the Kai'Sa. First blood going over 4 minutes for McDoowan.
Yeah, I was thinking, how did he got the last out attack? A flash was used. Thanks for the chat for pointing it out because I didn't even notice. But still, first blood going to the Kai'Sa. Great first play.
Oh, but when you have a continuation play in the bot side, Malone here sprinting down. The Nautilus is a dead Titan in the ocean right now. Isner picks up another kill as a dream start for Isner on this Kai'Sa and for McDoowan.
Yeah, and just like we pointed out, this team wants to try and accelerate if they can, but so early on, already 2 kills in the hands of the Kai'Sa. You couldn't ask for a better target to get it, maybe the LeBlanc, but overall, you really love to see this Kai'Sa getting so far ahead. And I'm actually surprised with the amount of action that Malone has gone for in this early game, going for 2 ganks already in the top lane, and in the bot lane as well, going into the river to try and get an advantage. Has been doing a really nice job to impact the map as a Fiddlesticks, and netting now a nice goal for the teams already on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Really well played, and Malone just kind of running around the map here, and well played the side of K9 as well. Like looking able to get the hook on towards the Hecarim and just set up Isner with those passive procs. And you look at this first recall TDS, the serrated Dirk, the tier,
Ooh.
and boots, and the control ward. Every AD carry is just licking their lips right now, looking at this type of recall, this type of item buy.
Yeah, as an AD carry, if you get that kind of back into that kind of start, you're just completely happy. I'm not an AD carry, but I know AD carries would be happy. So this is a great start for the team. And also looking now potentially at the rest of the map, like Aatrox has so little interaction with the game that I think he's actually happy because of that. He's getting free farm on top lane. He will get his level 6. Oh,
Ooh, they forced the Ahri ult, but the hook lands on towards Pure Salt as well. Has another extra charge off that Spirit Rush, so no threat there for the side off the Ahri. But in the top lane as well, they want to look on towards English Muffin. But this wave is pushing over, and Toxic Vein can only just stare as the Aatrox just walks backwards and counters this whole gank. Malone will be towards this top side as well, so they're going to look for some heavy trades here. Q is not available for the side of English Melon, but the ultimate is going to be pop tiers. The Hecarim is not level 6. Malone is running and does not have Predator, has not recalled on this Fiddlestick, so no real combat potential here, and it looks like it's just gonna be both kind of top junglers backing up.
yeah, and it was, I feel, English Muffin trying to set up a bait so that Fiddlesticks could come in even when the Hecarim was spotted. But like you pointed out, the fact that the Fiddlesticks has yet to back is actually quite important. Those Predator boots would have made so much of a difference in this gank, at least forcing something out of the members of the side of Team Death from Quebec, because they were just running away without much force from the side of McDoowan. But later on, we will see those ganks come through. We will see the Fiddlesticks with Predator, especially now with the level 6 ultimate up. So this should be much harsher for the side of Team Death from Quebec.
Yeah, absolutely. TGC definitely going to be feeling a lot of pressure here, especially since Dragon is currently on the map right now. And we see that Fiddlesticks running towards bottom. The Sork shoes and the Predator are available and online for this Fiddlesticks right now, so they definitely want to utilize this advantage, especially over Hecarim, which is jungler that does not have as much pressure in that early game and wants to be looking to farm here. And
Yeah,
just kind of looking lane through lane now, you just see slow leads are just starting to build up. Mid lane is even up with the farm, but the LeBlanc has just been roaming a lot more. You look at top lane, there's a comfortable wave CS lead here, and you look at the bot lane as well. This is the one that matters the most. 17 CS lead, 2-0 and 0 Kaisa. Moby Boots on the Thresh completed as well. But if McDoowan want to win, they're going to play it through exploding up this bottom half.
yeah, and with the level 6 already achieved by most of the important members in this game, they are going to try and make the value out of the bot lane be as higher as possible. I would have liked for them to try and maybe set up a gang in the bot lane. Maybe they are going to try and do that after they collect this blue buff and this scrum from the Fiddlesticks. But this would be a great opportunity. The bot lane is just coming back from the side of Team Deathrealm, and the wave is going to crash into the turret. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for a dive to happen.
Yeah, we do see Autopipe is level 6, and, great recognition from the bot lane of McDoowan. They're just backing up. They kind of have to give up a lot of that wave there, but, given that there's a shutdown on the Kaisa and, the fact that they just knew, like, really well played, good just kind of presence of mind to just sit back and relax, especially knowing that Hecarim's bot side. Now, we do see Malone sitting in a bush here.
Waiting,
Waiting,
and nothing happened.
Nothing happens. Now, we do see Xavian moving up towards the mid lane, just gonna hover around the Ahri here. We see the Hecarim position as well, but we see the Thresh and Fiddle move in. They're gonna look for the blind hook on towards the Nautilus, but no, the Nautilus is gonna get engaged, going for the engage on towards the side of LeBlanc as well. The flash forced out of Noip as well. Fiddlesticks channeling that W, getting a lot of damage resistance was the flash forced out.
Malone, yeah.
The Ahri there, but able to live. Pure Salt is just dancing around. Spirit Blossom picking up souls everywhere, and that's gonna be a huge fight for the side of Team Death from Quebec. 3-for-1 going over in their favor.
Yeah, a huge teamfight win and a huge, massive misplay from the side of McDoowan. They tried to force the fight onto a Nautilus when the hook is already missed by Kanina. You cannot go so heavily like that from the side of the LeBlanc. and they didn't even use the ultimate from the Fiddlesticks. They tried to go for the play, but the ultimate from the Fiddlesticks was never used correctly. They didn't have a good angle. They just get immediately punished, and a gold lead that they were able to obtain so well early on gets immediately denied, and now they need to find something similar once again, because if not, come 25 minutes, 30 minutes, it's going to become harder for them to be able to win those later game fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Kaisa was crucially able to pick up that one kill, so if there's any
Oh,
redeeming
Muffin.
factor, it would be that. Now, English Muffin might be in trouble here. Flash is available for the Aatrox, but looks to just use the World Ender run away, and the chains just gonna tag on towards Nautilus there, but not much, just a little tickle. And, you know, you kind of just burn the Aatrox ultimate for free, which is great, but, you know, against, look at that bot side, the Jhin is gonna be under a lot of pressure now, you know. It's gonna be hard for him to walk up to the wave properly, especially because that Thresh does have that Ignite. The level 6 is available, and you know you're seeing the results right here. You know, Jhin can't even breathe near that minion wave.
Yeah, he cannot walk forward like you're pointing out. I like that English Muffin is just blowing up the ultimate. You really, as far as you can blow something up and still get an advantage somewhere else in the map, you're completely happy as a top laner. They get both turret plates in the bot lane. Jhin is finally able to farm a little bit, but still, the value that the side of McDoowan was able to find with the play that they went for is so important down there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's like a 30 CS lead in the bot lane now.
Yeah.
You know, they're picking up the Rift Herald in the top side, even though that team fight did not go well for the side of McDoowan. You know, they're still able to convert a lot of these tempo plays and pick up these objectives, pick up these plates. Now, Hecarim is here, and Isner might be in trouble here. The Lantern goes completely wide, and Nautilus all coming in, but Kaisa not able to dodge out the ultimate, but great hook from the side of Xavier, able to pick up the kill for Auto Pipe killing spree. This Hecarim is on now, and you know, it was just a, you know, we were talking about how Thresh can be used as a repositioning tool in draft DDS, but you know, that situation, we just didn't see it there. See the charm going wide from the side of Pure Soul as well, the chains landing in on towards the Ari there. We look at Malone, the scary Fiddlesticks is just sprinting over, but the Spirit Rust is just a lot of safety right now.
Yeah, when you can dash towards multiple directions and you're not going to get affected by it, that's great.
Oh, we look at the Poppy. Might be a solo kill for the side of Toxic. The flash follow-up from the Poppy means that it's just going to be a solo bolo single dingle in the top side. Malone only here to just kind of stare and look at the minions as, you know, just a misplay there from the side of English Muffin. Not using, kind of didn't have an item advantage there and took a fight and, you know, lost out on it.
Yeah, and really utilizing the ultimate a little bit too late, but playing around walls, you have to be so much more careful when you play with against Bobby, because the walls are going to be an advantage for her. You need to understand how to force fights, how to play around that, and English Muffin gets completely punished. Two instances in both parts of the map where the side of McDoowan gets punished, and this is not something that you if you are on McDoowan's side, can look forward to, because you're really depending on being able to win the early game. It's still 15 minutes. This is maybe one of the best points for them to try and look forward for a fight, but they are losing quite a lot of value all around the map. And now this dragon already spawned.
And yeah, you see TQC just kind of moving into the dragon here. They have full control. They have the numbers advantages. Poppy is here already, and you know, we're gonna go 1-to-1 on the dragon count, which is not bad by any means, but it looks like the side of TQC still want to look for a high hook going in on towards the Ari here, but it's just the Nautilus ultimate going in on towards the Fiddles. Like, they're not letting Malone be scary, and they're gonna blow up the Fiddle, and it's just 2-for-0 instantly for the side of TQC, and just like that, you know, they put themselves in the lead this game.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the play with the Herald, but like you're pointing out, if the Fiddlesticks doesn't get value, then who cares if he was picked? Like, he's completely dependent on the ultimate and getting feared. Like, if neither of those two are found in the game, then the Fiddlesticks is completely useless. It's the most useless pick that you could have ever gone for. And it's completely getting punished by the Nautilus. I love the ultimate by Saban, because you just need to force the ultimate. Like, with the ultimate, it's an easy pickup into an easy kill, and then you deny, even though the Herald was gotten, like you're pointing out, they have the gold lead in their favor, so this Rift Herald really not achieving anything overall.
Yeah, and kind of just, you know, it's looking worse, or it's looking just a bit worse here for the side of McDoowan. You know, you look at that Jhin 2-0 and 3-9, 150 gold shutdown, kind of just out of nowhere. You know, we're talking about how Enderfire was just suffering a lot from the early lane, but you know, all of a sudden, you know, he got a shutdown on his head. He has that Gale Force completed, and you know, they're clawing themselves back. They're putting themselves in a good position. Now, this bot lane tower will go down at 15 minutes for the side of McDoowan, which is absolutely great redeeming factor here. But
Yeah.
right now we're basically kind of back at square one now. The game's even, and it's just gonna be down to how it's executed. But one thing is absolutely the Fiddlesticks needs to start looking for plays here. They can look onto Noip here, forces the flash on LeBlanc.
Oh, the
The
ulti.
Fiddlesticks from Malone, the fear coming in, and they're gonna kick the kill for the LeBlanc here. Hecarim's a horse kind of wandering in nowhere now. And, we'll kind of run through the top line, and it is very speedy. The chain's not going to be able to land from Noip here, and, is going to get out here. But the side of English Muffin might be in trouble here. They may want to look to collapse on towards this Aatrox, and it might just look like that case here. Not able to sneak out past the bush and get through that dead window.
Yeah, now it's Thresh trying to get...
Oh, they're going to look for the flash hook, and no, it's just going to go wide there. And the play was over. Looking for that flash hook is absolutely ambitious, but not getting it means that for that next mountain, for that next Rift Herald, you're not gonna have it up.
Yeah, and I think that in the overall context, it's going to be much more important for being able to reposition themselves and maybe help save the Kai'Sa than to force a play, because I feel like you're not going to try and follow up the hook if you're on the side of McDoowan. You're much more so using the play and trying to help with the Fiddlesticks and the Aatrox going in. Oh no.
Yeah, now we're speaking of going in. Autopipe's gonna look with that onslaught of shadows here going in, but not able to one-shot this Aatrox. But you're standing by the wall, my friend, and the Aatrox is gonna get blown up. Now Autopipe is unstoppable, but look at all this follow-up damage from the side of the Ahri, and double kill going over towards this Autopipe horse. He's on a rampage right now, 6-1-1.
Yeah, and 4 people running towards the top lane, they are just getting outplayed in the rotations that the side of teams that from Quebec are able to pull off. Like, in plays that seem to be really bad for them, or where they may not be able to get an advantage, they are just getting completely outplayed. 4 members rotating, getting the numbers advantage, getting the better possibility to win.
Oh, Charm going in onto Fiddle there. Malone getting chunked out by that electrocute. Waste the ultimate. Yeah, waste the ultimate as well, which is absolutely huge because that Fiddle ult is pretty telegraphed, and there's going to be a fine window between when he's going to have it between now and for Dragon.
I'm not sure how long the cooldown is, but I feel like he should have it just barely fortified. But still, it's a cooldown. It's an important cooldown to blow out like that and not getting any value against the
98 seconds.
Okay,
so
he should have it.
He's going to be late for it actually, TS, because we're 60 seconds until Dragon now. Of course, flash force out is there once again. You're by a wall. You don't get to play the game here. And Toxic Vein is able to pick up the kill on towards that Kai'Sa, who we were saying was a win condition for the side of McDoowan. And since if your win condition being out is not good, now the Fiddle channeling, suck it up, baby. Shut down going over towards the side of Malone here. They're going to look for a continuation. Threshold is going to be just short there. And, 1 for 1, but that shutdown going over towards the side of the Fiddlesticks is going to put him in towards the game, which is absolutely huge for the side of McDoowan.
Yeah, it's really important that they get the shutdown from the Hecarim onto the Fiddlesticks, a champion that was falling quite behind. Like, look at the CS difference between both youngers. It's already 25 now. Fiddlesticks is getting back in food, but he was falling behind to that Hecarim. So getting that extra value onto the Fiddlesticks, really, really important. And now for this Dragon fight, the side of McDoowan actually has the setup over the bottom side. Like, they have vision down there, the Crowstorm will come up, and they have complete control. They can go for this Dragon immediately. Yeah, Ari's still on top.
Yeah, absolutely. The side of Team Death, like the side of TQC, they wanted to look for that Rift Herald, but because of that, they're just gonna be late on this rotation. The second Mountain Dragon is gonna go, or this first Mountain Dragon, sorry, is gonna go over towards McDoowan, and absolutely, you look at that composition, they would absolutely love every single ounce of, armor, magic resistance they can get. Now, Noip is in a precarious position here, maybe wants to look for a pick, but this might be some dangerous territory for this LeBlanc, and you see the distortion, Noip just gonna nope out of there, not where the LeBlanc wants to be.
And at least not if there's another person there. Like, if you're alone in a 1v1, I can see the LeBlanc being happy there, but with the Hecarim in the side, I probably don't expect the LeBlanc to ever try to go for the fight. I love the vision toggle, by the way, because it shows that even though LeBlanc is kind of in a tough spot, like, she has enough vision control to know that nobody else is coming, so she has a safe escape route.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the kind of whole beauty about LeBlanc is just, you smoke and mirrors dance around, and, like, just using vision to your advantage is definitely good. And, kind of the Fiddlesticks is just looking a little bit lost on the map right now. It's down a decent amount of camps, and the side of the TQC has just been able to pressure the jungle so hard. And Malone's just kind of forced to clear wards.
Oh,
Oh, we
what?
see in the top lane, Pure Soul just picks up a solo bolo on towards this Aatrox, and English Muffin looks like he's toast here because, 0-3-1 on this Aatrox is not what you're looking for on the side of McDoowan. See Malone might get caught out here. The onslaught of shadows going in on towards the Fiddlesticks, forces the flash out of the Scarecrow here. The Lantern, good reposition there, and, they're able to fight. And, they're able to claw out of that fight, not look for any play there. But once again, getting picked off, getting, summoners and abilities blown is not a good start here.
Oh, Malone.
Whoa,
He has his
Malone!
Sunjas. He's dead?
Frozen Fiddlesticks and Ender Fire picks up another solo bolo here. TQC are here to play right now, picking up another kill. And, the Zhonya's Hourglass was just unnecessary there, TS.
Yeah, I think that you play around the Lantern and maybe trying to survive, right? Like, forcing the Sunjas, not even the Sunjas, the stopwatch out of that play, and then waiting to... He was essentially waiting to die, because there was no way that he could survive. Oh, oops.
Oh, yeah, going in on towards here, but see the Hecarim charging in on towards that Aatrox here. Even though he still is 0, he is looking a bit tanky. The hook going in on towards the threshold. Locking the Iron Solar used, 2 people bounced out with that Poppy ult. But looks like there should be a lot of kiting around this barrier. The hook going in on towards Mario. The flash solo from Noip though, able to pick up the kill on towards Pure Salt though, and instantly, like a flick of a finger, they turn that fight around.
Yeah, being a little bit too greedy on the side of TCQ, they are going for the Baron when they don't have a lot of important ultimates, and they were not quite healthy. Like, some of their champions had some problems with their health, and opening up the opportunity for the side of McDoowan to just force the fight and then trade the position, get the kill onto the Ahri, and force a really nice play. But now another teleport coming in. They don't know about this plan.
Yeah, absolutely. The Crowstorm is being... Oh, no, that's just the Fiddle W. But you see here, Crowstorm being channeled here, going in, but they had full vision here. Toxic Vein is going to get chunked out here. But we see Isner jumping on towards that Hecarim here. That's a dead horse. And, there's just going to be a lot of flashes, a lot of summoners burn here. Ender Fire is going to be in trouble with the popping E on towards the LeBlanc. And Jin able to pick up that last snipe, shut down, going over 404. Those are exact numbers you want on that Jin because the enemy LeBlanc is not found on Summoner's Rift right now.
Yeah, that was such an aggressive play by Noip, and I was expecting that if you go for that play, you have to be able to pull off the combo correctly. It's not just doing not just jumping in and getting a Q. No, you need to have enough damage to burst the chain, because if not, you get immediately killed. He gets traded and stops a potential Baron from going once again, because Hecarim respawn, the Ahri is back up. You don't get enough value, but once again, I feel like I don't want to call that play a throw at Baron, because realistically they were able to get some value killing some targets, but still, going for Baron buff seems to not be the choice in this game, because if not, you're more than likely going to lose something.
Yeah, absolutely. So early on in the game too, and you look at it, it's 40 seconds until Mountain Dragon, and we're talking about the Fiddlesticks needs to be there in advance if they want to step up these Crowstones, and amazing toggle here. Look at how dark this is. This is not what you want to see if you're the side of McDoowan here, and they're just gonna look for picks here. Look at Pure Salt kind of posturing up here, and Kanina is just a dead thresh here. The Lanterns, the Warden, not able to live for long enough. The Fiddle is able to get a decent Fear Art, but the positioning from the rest of the team is just too safe. Ender Fire is unstoppable right now, ruins the perfect 4 number, but another charm on towards the Aatrox means that the trade is going through the thresh. He's able to pick off, but Kaisa is there jumping in, picking up the kill on towards Pure Salt there. Now there's the Toxic Vein gonna be under some trouble here. The shutdown going over towards that Kaisa again, and the items, the damage, the Kaisa is starting to come through here. Isner is popping off the W, not gonna land on towards that Nautilus, but English Muffin is gonna chase after this Nautilus here, able to get that Q reset, the W shield, the locket coming through as well. They might look to kill the Nautilus.
Oh no!
Oh no, TDS. That is, you see that mastery flash from English Muffin. Master this, pants scrap, because, that was not what they wanted to look for there for the side of McDoowan. A little bit over-aggressive, but still an excellent fight nonetheless.
Yeah, so English Muffin getting a little bit salty on that last one because he ends up dying, but the overall play was great from the side of McDoowan, answering so perfectly correctly into the team fight. They were forcing into a choke point, and I thought at the start, like, they were getting collapsed. It was such a bad idea from the side of McDoowan. The Thresh and the Aatrox were being left in a spot where they realistically cannot defend themselves, but the overcommitment from the side of Team Death Realm Quebec the utilization of ultimates not in the best of spots, and crucially, the lack of attention towards that Aatrox. This is something that we pointed out. Aatrox and
Oh no, Malone almost got the kiss of death there from Ari. Sorry, going back to your point, TDS.
Yeah, just to finish the point, is Aatrox and Kai'Sa, there's something we pointed out, love to work in tandem in those fights, and the two were left untouched. So they were able to just run over everyone, kill everyone in that fight, and we saw the value out of the Kai'Sa, out of the Aatrox finally.
Yeah, we see. Brief little hook there just to kind of mess with them, but English Muffin might be in trouble here. Is able to E over the wall and to safety, but you see in the bot lane, Noip is just pushing in on towards that tier 2, has that teleport available, so the longer that Team Death Round Quebec are staying up in this top side, you know, the more that they're losing out. Noip is just going to get this bottom tower for free, and if they start the Baron, guess what? The Crow Storm is going to start, and, you know, you're kind of screwed here. We see here, though, there is going to be vision to spot out where that Fiddlesticks is, but now map going a little bit dark here. Teleport coming in from the comment. Here comes the Crow Storm, flashing in from Malone as well. Noip is going to get chunked out as well. The Nautilus ult is going to channel in, but the Lock is alive for a long time. Hector kills the clone as well. Isner is popping off with the rest of the team. English Muffin looking to chase, looking to get the World Ender, and Isner's on a rampage right now. Jhin ultimate, don't care, didn't ask, because it is just point blank not enough. Curtain call is curtain call for the side of TQC here. Oh no, English Muffin might have put mid off Morikachu though. Shut down going over towards the Jhin, and you know, once again, English Muffin just being a bit too aggressive there.
Totally, and sorry, if they just disengage that, you don't need to kill the Jhin. Go for the Baron. You get the Baron for free. You have Kai'Sa, you have Aatrox, you have Fiddlesticks. You can kill those champions quite effectively. Noip, no. Noip, no. Okay.
Yeah, just looking to dance here on the LeBlanc, and you know, the 5-stack dark skill.
Back.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, TDS. To see here, Noip. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
He backed. He got the Shadow Flame. It's all good. And, you know, we're putting ourselves in a position where it's 2 minutes until that Dragon Soul, TDS. And, you know, what do you think TQC need to do if they want to make it work out? Because the fights have not been going as they had hoped.
They need to prioritize, particularly the Kai'Sa. I feel like that's the target that you need to kill the most, because you can kind of control the Aatrox and the Fiddlesticks even if they go too far forward. But the Kai'Sa, she's going to be outputting the most damage, and she has range, something that you need to be careful, especially with this AP build, because, wow. Okay.
That was toxic.
Yeah, wow.
Toxic.
He's giving you the blue buff and you're stopping his back, wow.
And if anything, TDS, that unironically might have been a bit bad there, because, you know, the Fiddlesticks is going to be late towards this Dragon setup. But, you know, I don't think McDoowan are thinking too much about it right now. The LeBlanc is kind of just pressuring here, sitting around, chilling, and you know, we see once again the rest of Team Death Round Quebec are just poshing towards this top side. Noip is taking aggressive trade, but the Poppy is pretty tanky. Oh no, walks in towards that wall, and the roots, the groundedness is coming out, and you know, Toxic Vein just gonna chunk out Noip by so much. Oh, gonna take that distortion back, not land the chain.
It's having LeBlanc syndrome.
Oh no, English Muffin just gonna get blown up in the top side. I'm gonna assume it looks like the Nautilus committed the flash and the ignite for the side of English Muffin, and you know, with 38 seconds till this Dragon, this Aatrox will be on spawn for it exactly.
Just teleport.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that's going to be one thing to take note. Aatrox does not have the World Ender, but Nautilus crucially doesn't have the engage. So it's going to be really, oh, look at that damage from the side of Kai'Sa as well. You can get the recalls from the side of Noip as well, but we see Malone kind of sitting over the wall here. They don't know TDS. They're gonna clear out that vision here, and you know, eventually look for something here. 10 more seconds until the side of English Muffin is up here. Noip waiting in the mist here, extremely chunked out on this LeBlanc though. Malone sitting in that tri-bush, wants to look for a play though. This is going to be Mountain Soul, which is very important. We see the teleport coming in from English Muffin as well. Dragon is going to be started up here from the side of Team Death Round Quebec.
The poke is so good.
The Aatrox running in, and the Kai'Sa Ws are just doing so much. Oh, here comes the Crow Storm! Fear on towards two! North picks up a kill on towards Toxic Baby. Here is there's unstoppable. Hook goes wide on towards the threshold, but then bottom half a little Kai'Sa. Oh, Killer Instinct coming in, sweeping away that Hecarim. Double kill going over towards that Kai'Sa, and you know, Team Death Round Quebec just were not prepared for that onslaught of damage, and you know, you don't see where the Fiddlesticks is, and the rest of the team just gets blown up and punished.
Yeah, quite ironic considering they had the onslaught of shadows, but it's simply not enough. And I think it was on cooldown for that fight. I think they commit a little bit too much, killing the Aatrox because there's actually ultimates that are just coming back up in favor of the side of Team Death from Quebec. I think that if they had the Poppy ultimate, if they had the onslaught of shadows, if they had even the Nautilus ultimate, because I think that it was also down, maybe they could look to try and play the team fight. But they were so low in terms of resources to play around the team fight, and they simply couldn't stop the onslaught, like you pointed out, from the side of McDoowan. They were able to play that fight so well. Fiddlesticks found such a perfect angle, but the Kai'Sa damage that Eisner was doing before everything started was so important. The poke damage that she's been dealing, it's so crucial, and she's doing so much for this team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right here, TDS, and most crucially as well, that's going to be Mountain Soul going over to the side of McDoowan as well. They're up for
Oh,
5,000 gold. Oh, they go, oh my
ouch.
god! What
Ouch.
just blew up Pure Soul? Just kind of just deleted her.
Yeah, she must be salty, if not, after that fight, after that hit, because that was instant. That's the kind of things that you love and hate out of a flank. If you play the flank, you love it. If you play against her, you hate it.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about real gameplay moments right there, but
Yeah.
we see here McDoowan just pushing out this middle lane here. English Muffin kind of just acting as the meat shield right now and looking for the engaged lantern will bring that Aatrox back to safety here. They're going to take out this middle tier 2, and LeBlanc is going to push towards that top side. We see here though the Kai'Sa W poke. Look at the items on this Kai'Sa: Ludens, Nashers, Madam W. Oh my god, that's just a half health Jin already. You know, the Edge of Night as well. Isner is absolutely loving life right now, and this is why you play AD carry TDS. This is why you have fun on this role, for all the BS that is being dealt to you with those Nautilus engages, with those Hecarim ults. And speaking of which, Hecarim ult is going to go wide here. The Crossbow coming in on towards the bot side. Isner is fighting way on towards the Hecarim as well. But in the bottom half, Malone picks up a kill on towards Toxic Vein. Look at Pure Soul. One shot away, runs again by Noid. And, you know, 40-second death timers on the entirety of Death from Quebec, and this looks like it's just going to be wraps here. Curtain Call is available for the Jin, but it's going to be Curtain Call for you, my friend. McDoowan are just going to push down, end the game here.
Yeah. Oh, Malone. Yeah, he did. Really nice, really important win that they get with this kind of composition. They play that so well, playing around the Fiddlesticks, but I gotta give a lot of credit to Isner because I feel like if not for the amount of damage and poke that he dealt out in those teamfights, or in most instances, this game was going to look quite different, in my opinion. And also, I think there's one play particularly that sticks a lot to my head, and it's the play that happened in the mid lane towards the second tier 2 from the red side. When Hecarim died and gave a huge shutdown towards the Fiddlesticks. Like, that was an important turning point because the control of the game was in favor of the side of Team Death from Quebec. But because of that kill, they lost tempo. They lost, I think, the third dragon of the game. They gave a huge shutdown back, and that began the snowball, the comeback potential for the side of Team McDoowan.
Yeah, absolutely. McDoowan just kind of stacking up the objectives there and making it really difficult for the side of Team Death from Quebec to kind of wait it out or kind of play out the fights. You know, the Jin sure finished the game with what 7, 2, and 5, but just could not access the fight. You know, the LeBlanc one-shotting him. You know, the Aatrox just buying so much space and demanding so much respect, and kind of just a really well played showing from McDoowan. But absolutely, that early game there was a lot of bouncing around between the two teams, and that's going to be one thing that I'm going to be on the lookout for coming into this game too as well.
Yeah, I think it's an important point to see because if in the next game we have a similar early game with champions that can snowball a little bit earlier, or with an AD carry that does a lot more consistent damage or something like that, I can see the side of Team Demram Quebec having a better time going into the later stage of the game. I think their composition late game wouldn't have been that bad, but I think that McDoowan playing it as well as they could, gaining control of the game, and they were able to utilize the vision advantage, one thing that you pointed in the draft, to make the most out of the Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, kind of making the most out of things right now. You know, both teams want to make the most out of the time they have left. You know, Team Death from Quebec kind of back against the walls here, and McDoowan wanting to pick up that second win. So, you know, with all that being said, we're going to hop to a little break here while our teams are kind of prepping things up and going back to the drawing board. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, and we'll be back soon.
Everybody panic. Hold on. I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. She's such a loser. Always ready to cry. Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Aegis Protectors League Week 3 matchup between Team Death from Quebec and McDoowan. It is currently 1-0 in favor of McDoowan. Once again, I'm Jason Crip 5. I have TDS with me. And kind of going into this game's draft, TDS, any changes, any adjustments? What do you feel so far?
It's been a little bit of the same, right? Like Mordekaiser, Rengar, Ilaoi. Now they add the Victor, but this is kind of typical for in most series where the first game you win, you pretty much don't change anything unless you really, really, really feared something. And if you lose, there's a ban going against one of the champions that you lose, and it's the Fiddlesticks. I can agree, especially because even though Fiddlesticks was kind of controlled early on, I feel like it's a champion that you still don't want to play against because it's not a champion that you typically see. So he's not something that you're really, really accustomed to play against. And like we saw in the previous game as well, first pick Hikarim, the priority on Hikarim is being really showing nowadays. And I feel like it just makes a lot of sense that we see it once again.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Trundle instant kind of reply here. So definitely, a lot of kind of predetermined draft thoughts, if anything.
Yeah.
But we see that Hecarim being locked in first, and the side of Team Death Crab was able to pilot Hecarim relatively well, got to an early game lead. So there's definitely room for that to work. But, kind of moving into this game, we see a lot of change in priorities. We see Jinx being picked up, which wasn't touched at all last series, funnily enough. And we see McDoowan
Which
go back to
surprised
that
me.
Kaisa as well.
Yeah, and I think Jinx instead of the Jin, not saying that the Jin was a bad pick overall, but I feel like if you go with the Jinx, you probably have a little bit more damage to play around your composition, and you can see those later stage team fights being a little bit better. So I am of the belief that Jinx is the best AD carry right now in the game. I think she's so strong, and I think that if you don't pick it, you're either banning it away or just being dumb, because I feel like that champion cannot be left untouched, or you have to have such a great plan to counter it. The Jinx against the Hecarim is one of the best ideas that I can see going against the Jinx, but the Karma can facilitate the Jinx quite a lot, and then in lane, I think that she's going to have a lot of good times. Now, looking once again, we have an instance where both teams will be picking the soul laners later on, so that's why we will see a lot of mid lane and top lane bans. Last game we saw a lot of top lane bans, so I think we're going to get a repeat of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're starting to see some familiar faces be banned out once again. That
Yeah.
Echo gone, the Vex gone. Team Death kind of hovering on this other pick, but the Shen gone. That was their last game too. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of kind of just a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences. We see that Kaisa Thresh again. We see that Hecarim again. We see the Gwen ban coming out again, and we're kind of in this position where we see the Lee
Oh,
Sin being
is
locked
it
in.
mid top?
Wow.
Well,
I
actually, I kind of like this because you can hover between a flex potential with the Lee Sin and the Trundle, depending on what you get. If it's a tank, you can send Trundle. If it's a much more bruisery kind of heavy fighter in the top lane, you can send Lee Sin, and you get a lot of value out of that. So I kind of like that idea. I think maybe we're going to get Camille because it was banned last game and it's left open now. I think that Camille will make a lot of sense, and then I can see a Corki coming through, but it's instead a set. Okay,
yeah,
I
I
would
mean
like Corki to follow up
the
with
set
this
is a
because
good pick though. You kind of
yeah.
suplex the Trundle or the Lee Sin in towards the backline, and it means that Team Deathmatch Correct can really pick out a tank as well. So that's definitely interesting. We'll see. Have to see what the kind of mid lane blind pick option is here for the side of McDoowan. We did see Noib kind of have a really good showing on that LeBlanc in that late game, but 5 seconds left.
It
Four,
could come
three.
again.
Yeah, absolutely. And any second now we're gonna find out here, and it will be
Yeah,
a LeBlanc once again. So it's gonna be counter pick in the mid lane for Team Death Row in Quebec. So we'll kind of see what they want to offer.
Ari. I feel Ari wasn't that bad. Like I feel like she just didn't have enough potential to see the full value out of the Ari pick. But I feel like she can come in once again here. And having a lot of damage on other places, you can kind of play really well with her charm, and you can go with big potential as well. So I feel like overall Ari wouldn't be that bad. And matchup wise, LeBlanc is not the worst of matchups to play around, but it's instead Nautilus.
Wait,
So it's Karma mid.
it's Karma mid, and I guess we'll have to wait and see if it's gonna be
Okay.
a Trundle or Lee Sin top jungle kind of pairing.
Yeah, like this leaves a lot to try and digest to see where it goes. But overall, I think McDoowan going for a kind of similar composition in their skirmish heavy kind of way of playing. Team fighting, forcing. You have the same bot lane to try and play around with both, but also going to follow up to your champions that want to go in. And then you have on the side of Team Death Realm Quebec kind of a similar composition as well, with the sense that they do want to go for certain picks, especially because they have the Nautilus, they have the Pillar to block champions, and you have the Listen with the insect potential. But overall, I feel like this composition is going to be a little bit harder to execute.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more kind of mechanical demand, and when you have a karma mid pick, I presume,
Yeah.
there's going to be this kind of whole situation where there's not as much agency, and with mid lane, which is such a crucial role in competitive, not be able to have as much of a map impact as LeBlanc will be a nail biter to deal with. If that karma can get ahead early, and for the side of McDoowan, it's kind of the same thing. They can catch people out, and if they have these picks, they have that Kaisa again, which is all honestly a really good pickup for them, I think.
Yeah, I think the Kaisa has worked really well. Oh, what? Oh, we should listen mid then.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you guys aren't going to be able to see this yet, but we're seeing the kind of flex pick potentials kind of coming through. It looks like it could be a Karma top for the side of Toxic
I
Vein,
am.
and Pure Salt on that, least in mid. We'll only know once we kind of hop into champ select, because people can't swap around it, that type of thing. So definitely, ladies, keep your eyes peeled out for that one. And I'm just going to give us the chance to be able to do that. We're gonna jump to a quick little spectate delay, and
Yeah.
while we're waiting, we'll get to find out what's kind of really on the riff right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on towards Summoner's Rift for this game 2 of this week 3 matchup between McDoowan and Team Death Realm Quebec. And surprise, surprise, looking at the kind of assignments here, we see Toxic Vein is going to be on that Karma top. I want to see Pure Soul on that Lee Sin mid.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested seeing, and this is not going to be the Karma top that it's the Enchanter Karma top, or the Enchanter kind of thing where you just go for spell thieves and move around the map. Forget lane exists, essentially. This is going to be something else. So I'm not sure if this was the best of choices, but it does have the range advantage against the set, and it can provide the push that maybe you want to have, maybe even set up dives with the Trundle. So that's maybe the idea that I can see coming in with this Karma top. The only problem that I see is that Listen Mid hasn't been meta for quite a lot of a long time, and against a Blank, if he cannot stop the Blank from pushing and being able to roam around, that can be really risky for the rest of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the changes to bruiser items mean maybe we could be missing out on
Yeah,
something.
maybe.
But, the definite situation is it's a melee versus range matchup. And with the mobility that LeBlanc has as well, it is definitely more so like that too. And, with that being said, like, we see Malone starting from the top half of the map, and we're going to see Autopipe starting on the bottom half. So both blue buff starts here. We're going to see a little cute little wave pull here for the side of Isner and Kanina, just getting that early level 2. And despite Force Ender Fire and Xavian to miss out on XP, no, they're going to be in range.
I think they lost 1 minute.
Oh, no, they did. Never mind.
Yeah, so they are going to hit level 2 later. That I kind of like that idea from Kanaina to force themselves to be in a better spot. Hope this works out if you do get the push. If not, then it's not that exceptionally great. But still, you're putting yourself in a good spot if you're able to get it out. On the top lane, we're seeing the potential traits that we talked about with the Karma just because of the range advantage. She's already using the our ultimate to just get the push and the damage down. This is going to be so ideal for them.
Yeah, absolutely. See here, bot lane both getting level 2 here, but no hook action from last game. No continuity there. But kind of one thing that, it's going to be really important is just what advantages can the solo laners for both teams. And now we see here, Autopipe is going to invade towards this top side. And this is exactly what you want to do against a Hecarim, especially on this champion that,
have vision.
Oh no, Balon's going to face check here, right in towards the Nautilus and the Trundle here. And that's just going to be horse meat for dinner for this troll right now. Autopipe picks up that first blood and is going to steal away this red belt, which is so good for this, for the side of Team Death Realm Quebec.
Yeah, but that was honestly super trolled by both the bot lane and Malone, because you saw that the Nautilus went away from lane. You know that he's not in lane. You know that they were towards the top side, so they are either go.
Oh my god, the solo bolo out, but the tower trades. But look at that minion wave.
Yeah, that is worse for Pure Salt in a lot of sense. In most senses, it's completely worse for them. So yeah, nice turnaround maybe for the side of McDoowan. They are still behind thanks to the fact that they are losing so much in the jungle with the death of the Hecarim, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it is only 3 minutes in, and so absolutely one thing to note is that, it's not over till the fat lady sings, so there's definitely a lot of room for both teams in terms of if they want to come back from being behind or if they want to further claw up their lead. But, one thing that's been consistent is this is bottom lane. Getting that Kaisa Thresh again has been so helpful. Now we see here in the top lane, they're going to look on towards Toxic Vein here. A flash is available for this Karma here, and it looks like it's just going to be a flash away from the Karma. Wave is in a good position for the side of English Muffin, though.
Yeah, and that's the kind of problem that you face with the Karma here. You do not want to walk too far forward because you can get traded, but if you don't push the wave, you're just setting yourself up for a gank. So doing a really nice job this time around from Malone to get the gank, to blow the flash away, and set up for a potential gank later on. The only problem is that he's still so far behind to the Trundle. Like, he's 35, he's 15 CS behind to the Trundle in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, Autopipe is basically on track. Like, he could basically double the amount of camps Malone could do, because you think about it as well, he has a kill over the Hecarim, and he also took that red buff, so really huge for the side of the side team Death Realm Quebec. But McDoowan kill going over on towards the Blanc, and the Kaisa being in a comfortable position in lane definitely is helpful for them.
Yeah, that is really important to keep the Kai'Sa as well as she can. Obviously, it's not the same start as last game, but as long as she can reach the power spike of the Mana Immune, the poke build that she's going to, there's not a lot of champions that really can stand in front of the poke without being severely hit by that. And later on in the game, the LeBlanc will also help with that poke potential. Oh,
Yeah, we see some trades in the top side here. English Muffin able to get in towards melee range off this Karma, and Toxic Vein takes a lot of damage to their shield. Means the health bars are relatively even, but Flash is available for the set. Toxic Vein wants to look for more. Those grass spotters are just such a pain in the ass to deal with. But look at the CS difference. English Muffin is still really good on farming, and
yeah.
it's helped him out so far.
Yeah, he was able to set up the wave previously so that...
Oh, we see level 6 on the side of the set, and
oh,
the Ace Breaker not going to be able to hit it, which is so close there. And English Muffin once again just going to trade away, and the health bars is really low for the side of the set, but that base regen can buy a lot of time.
He's trying as hard as he can to push the wave so that he can get a reset timing.
Oh, almost caught between the rock and a hard pillar there, but dodges out on that Jinx W as well and should be safe. We see here English Muffin's regenning a lot with that base health, though. We will have a fight here in the bottom half here. Kanaina gonna get caught out, but all the Kaisa Q able to pick up the kill on towards Pure Salt as well. So 80 carries both pick up a kill each, but once again, Dragon going over to side Team Death from Quebec, and overall just a favorable situation so far. We see once again back towards the top side. We see the flash coming in for the set as well. Toxic Vein might just be dead in the face breaker. English Muffin, yum yum yum. Free kill for the set there, and that CS lead, that wave position, this ranged top lane. It's only good if you can maintain a lead, but the fact that you give a kill, you're down CS and you lose out on the wave, not optimal.
Yeah, and this is not going to be, like we pointed out, this is not going to be the Karma with the Chanter build, the just leave top lane and roam around the map. No, this is actually farming Karma. So the fact that you're even farther behind that you could potentially be, it's so damning for the side of Team Death from Quebec. Like, yes, they got the Dragon and they got a kill onto Kanaina in the bot lane, but they were able to trade the kill onto Pure Salt. And also look at the mid lane. There's a CS deficit, a quite heavy CS deficit for the LeBlanc in favor of the LeBlanc, and she will keep on getting stronger. This is one of the worries that we had when we saw this matchup as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, just the roots, like everything's coming in, and you look at that gold differential, you look at the gap between the set and the Karma, the gap between the LeBlanc and Lee Sin, and even in the ball lane between Kaisa and Jinx, it's really only the jungle that's up by a lot. And Hecarim kind of just wants to be that kind of ultimate bot to channel in and displace people, so it's absolutely a situation where it's favorable.
Yeah, as long as he reaches level 6, like, he's fine. He already is level 6.
Oh, we see the hook going wide from the Nautilus off. Shadows going in on towards Nautilus. Xavian does have the flash available. It looks like they're just going to chase on towards the Lee Sin as well. The Dragon's Rage gonna kick away that horse, and Pure Salt just able to get out here. And I feel like, oh my god, Noip just said, just delete, don't care, didn't ask. Gets rid of that Nautilus, and the picks and a lot of the fights that the side of McDoowan are taking are looking good so far.
Yeah, they are forcing the plays correctly that they need to as soon as level 6 was reached for the Hecarim, playing around this LeBlanc, and I like that they are going for this. Like, Stead, even though he has an advantage, you don't need to play quite heavily around the Stead, especially with this Karma. Karma is not going to push you out of place. She's not going to force you so heavily. So you play around your carries, you play around the bot side of the map, and you are able to put them as far ahead as they can. In both lanes, both mid lane and bot lane, they are ahead as well. Every lane is ahead in CS, except jungle.
Yeah, they want to look for the hook. They get the hook on towards Jinx, but Trundle is here. Autopipe is passing down now. The summoners are available for the side of Isner as well. They're going to get the hook onto the Kaisa, though. Able to escape with that killer instinct. Flash is still available. Kaneda is able to live as well. They're going to channel the TP, send the LeBlanc towards the bottom side, but Pure Salt is here as well. They want to dance around. They want to look here. Lee Sin, known for those montage plays, not able to get it here. But we see the LeBlanc distortioning forward here. Does have that ultimate available to chunk, and the hook on towards the Trundle as well. The flake coming as well. Lee Sin able to get that Q on towards the Thresh here, but look at the Hecarim getting chunked out a lot as well. Ultimate is not available for the side of End of Fire. Pure Salt looping around again, and this blind monk is just all seeing right now. Gets that resonating strike and was able to get the kill.
Yeah, using everything to get the kill because he blew both Flash and Ignite, but gets the kill. So at least not in the worst of situations. That play is perfect if you have Hecarim's ultimate, because you win that fight pretty much almost I don't want to say 100%, but 90% of the time you win that fight with that ult. But they forced the fight without those those important cooldowns to play around. Kanaina was really low. They were able to play around the gank, but sadly they end up trading a kill. So overall, value going in favor of Team Death from Quebec. But still, like, look at the overall state of the map. It's just completely valuable every place for the side of McDoowan. If not for that kill, that would have been complete disaster. Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Piersol.
We see in the mid lane here, Piersol does have that
Wait,
Dragon's
what?
range here, but the distortion able to buy a lot of space there. Oh, wait, he's still. Surely he must have hit the Resonant Strike there. Oh, you see here, Piersol gonna get hooked up by the Thresh. Does he have enough damage? No. The Resonant Strike and the Dragon's Rage able to get Piersol out. And the Ward Hop means that this Blind Monk, once again, all seeing, he can know everything. We're also Shadows going in as well, though, but Malone will be able to pick up this kill. So it's a 1-for-1. And in the bot lane as well, trade kills going over too. So a lot of chaos on the map right now, but overall gold is shifted towards McDoowan.
I wished we have replays because I need to understand how did Kaisa die. You just needed to back after that. I think she was pushing plates and got greedy for the plate, but because of that, you lose quite a lot of potential, and you gave away another kill to the Jinx. Like, the only way that you can, or not the only way, but one of the best ways to lose this game is giving away kills to Jinx. Of any carry that you can, don't give kills to the Jinx. Oh no,
Oh no, Isner does have
Yeah, he's
that
dead.
ultimate available though, but the death charge coming in as well, trying to buy as much space as possible between Kaisa and the rest of the team, but not even going to be needed. Ender Fire's on a killing spree right now, 3-0-0 on this Jinx, and when we talk about win conditions, 2 dragons off in the early game for a scaling AD carry, 3 kills on that AD carry, and a supportive team. Maybe they're down a lot of CS, but it does not matter. A Jinx is a Jinx at the end of the day.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't immediately die in a team fight, she's going to be able to carry this game. And I feel like with this composition, you're pretty much playing around, allowing the Jinx to carry. I don't know how that didn't hit.
League of Legends. But
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. I think the Jinx carry now, I'm curious to see what this Jinx will itemize towards. I'm hoping it's going to be a Gale Force because you have a lot of damage. Trundle can soften up your targets. You have the Lee Sin, you have the Karma that can be juicing you up and keeping you alive. So you don't need more damage. We can stay in the fight for longer.
I'm kind of curious in this area because I'm not going to say that I'm the best of players with that regard, but or the most knowledgeable in terms of bot lane. But would Shield Bow be a bad idea here? Oh wait.
Oh, I feel like ooh, you see the Resonant Strike landing on towards Noipier, but no, going back to your point, yes.
Yeah.
As a resident AD carry player myself, with a wonderful, nice 69% win rate on Jinx right now, I have to tell you, I don't think shield build is that good. I think in certain positions it's okay, but you have a Karma that can shield you. You have a Lee Sin that can technically, jump to you and shield you and buy a lot of space. You have Nautilus and Trundle. You don't need shield build for survivability. Kraken and Gale Force are definitely the options that, Enderfire can go for, and, has opted for the Kraken, so there isn't any trust in his team that, he's going to be able to, stay alive and have that shielding needed. So definitely some good news there, but if you just look at the farm advantages, that's nearly a 40 CS difference in the top lane. It's a 30 CS difference in the mid lane here. And so, purely by virtue of just farming it out, the side of McDoowan still have a gold lead, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm honestly quite like talking about itemizations, first of all, talking about the gold. There's so much gold advantage in each of the members. Even the jungle, even though there's quite a huge disparity in terms of farm, like the jungle is actually quite close, just 200 gold behind the Trundle. But in other places, it's much more important. And the only clear advantage that you can see is in the Jinx with 500 gold onto her pocket. So really, really important to see that advantage going in the favor of McDoowan. And realistically, Eisner shouldn't be that.
Well, they want to look for a play on towards Enderfire here. The creative pathing from the hook here, but we see the Hecarim still wanting to go in. They're going to go on towards the Nautilus instead, but the hook able to buy himself a lot of safety. And, as much as, they're able to get the Jinx Flash, which is absolutely a win here. Another hook goes wide here. Nautilus does have that re-engage on towards the Thresh now. Death Charge going in on towards the Hecarim as well. Kaisa's going to get a knockdown as well. Flash Force out of the Thresh here. Lee Sin is here. Trundle is here. One kick could spell your doom. That's going to be a rocket. Double kill going, triple kill going over towards Enderfire, and burn, baby, burn. This is 6-0 Jinx at 14 minutes.
Yeah, so I like the way that they try to force the play, but I hate completely that they force it. Because They don't go for the correct target, they opt for the Nautilus. They try to get a kill onto the Nautilus when no one is in correct proximity, and then the LeBlanc is topside. So realistically,
Yeah,
she
we
cannot help
see
you at
the
all.
ultimate going in on towards Toxic, the flash forced out here, but one more distortion
They
with
can
the
dive
the
this.
corrupting potion and the W healing from the side of Toxic Vein, and this Karma flee on her foot, dancing around
Noipi has
with
the
the
flash.
fan, and she's gonna get out here. Oh, the flash follow for Toxic Vein, but the mantra heal is way too much. Look at Toxic Vein just sapping it all up.
Yeah, and I said I think Noipi needed to flash a distortion because you're losing quite a lot of burst damage if you use distortion to close the distance. So end up just paying the price by being greedy, and now Lee Sin is here. Oh,
Yeah, well,
Noipi's, I think,
absolutely.
dead.
They're able to get the Resonating Strike on towards Noip as well. Flash, follow flash, dubstep ignite, but no, Toxic Vein is gonna be Toxic. That picks up the kill secure
Okay.
there. And we see here, just they're gonna look to play towards the top side here. They know Karma has no flash. Thresh wants to polish her forward. We see her auto pipe just moving in, being a menace and invading this bottom half of the hook.
Oh, the
Gonna
hook.
land on towards the Karma as well. The face breaker on towards Toxic Vein as well. And there's gonna be a couple autos to Nina, able to pick up the kill with the ignite, but the flash auto from the Trundle and the rocket. Ender Fire is gone. Like that's a 7-0-0 Jinx. And TDS, it looks like Team Death Round Quebec want to take us to a game 3.
Yeah, they really want to take us to a game 3, and by virtue of doing it with the best AD carry in the game, Jinx is just getting kill after kill after kill, and you're leaving your Kaisa alone.
Oh, we see the
I don't know
onslaught
about
shadow
this.
going in on towards the hook, going in on towards the Nautilus as well. The glacial augment buying a lot of space. Ender Fire is gonna have a lot of peel room, and look at that Jinx damage going in. They want to look on towards the shutdown. They can't LeBlanc get it here. One more auto, and more anything. The flash picks it off. Kanina able to get the kill there, but the return kill going over towards that Lee Sin, and as much as that is a juicy 1,000 gold bounty going over, it's onto the Thresh TDS.
It's, at least now he has a little bit more tankiness, right? Like, that's a positive sign, right? I think that's the best way to look at it, because when your LeBlanc is not able to kill the AD carry, that's when you're beginning to worry yourself. Like, if LeBlanc cannot kill an AD carry, that's worrisome.
Absolutely. And speaking of worrisome here, the health bars of Team Death Round Quebec
Set
might
has
be a
ultimate.
little bit low here. Yeah, we do see the ultimate from Set here. They want to just kind of suplex the Trundle out of fight here. Facebreaker will go in here.
Oh,
Auto
nice
pipe
kill.
might be. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Malone able to pick up the kill on towards that Trundle. Oh no, sorry, no Trundle there, but English Muffin able to just keep looking. Look at that Set. What an absolute
Set has
bother here.
blade.
Look at the blade of the Rookie. Oh, but the execute damage from that Lee Sin means that it's going to be a kill going over. Noip is here, though. They want to look to continue this play. The Thresh and the Block are extremely healthy. The Distortion, double Distortion, Smoke and Mirrors, able to pick up the kill on towards the Karma, but Noip is going to be in trouble. See, Ender Fire
Here's
picks up
Dragon.
another kill. That's a 2-kill. That's a 2-item Jinx here. And that's going to be Soul Point going over to the side of Team Death from Quebec.
Yeah, and focusing on the Jinx, I think that if you as the LeBlanc just go for the Dragon, you probably can secure it with double distortion, and that's probably a better value than just going for the kill. This Lee Sin has found so much value in spite of his early game, thanks to the fact that the Jinx is so far ahead. Because the Jinx is an actual carry and an actual threat, the Lee Sin really can just play around using the kick, getting the heal, and realistically surviving long enough that he can find damage. But apart from that, it's mainly on the Jinx, and if the Jinx dies like we saw previously, there's a good chance that we can see the side of McDoowan winning fight.
Yeah, we see here the auto pipe might be in trouble. Onslaught Shadow going into Trundle, but that's a strong ass
sure about
Trundle
this.
there. And it's time to troll here.
Yeah, no.
Is there backing up here? Kanina is just going to be caught in no man's eye. The pillar and a bite means that it's going to be a free kill.
That was kind of an interesting force that they went for. I really hated Malone's ultimates this game. Really not using them correctly, not getting value out of the ultimates, just forcing them because not really achieving anything, and giving free kills to this Jinx. Like, the plays that they are going for with these ultimates from the Hecarim have not been useful, and giving away free kills to a Jinx. Cool set.
Yeah, what we see here, they're going to look for a play on towards this top
Malone
half.
is dead
Malone
again.
jumps out, Ender Fire picks up another kill, and oh my god, this is a 11-1.
So game 3.
Freaky Jinx at 19 minutes.
Yeah, so this is the thing with Jinx that I hate so much watching pro teams. If you're going to leave up Jinx, have a good plan to kill the Jinx, or have a good idea to deny the Jinx early on. Not allow her to be 11-1 by 19 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And just look at the place here. Isn't there a Noipi wants to look for anything, but it's gonna be objective bounties coming up soon. And this is absolutely what you would want if you're the side of McDoowan. But Ender Fire is just so ahead on this Jinx. 400 gold I think she might be able to buy a she can't buy an IE off base, but that's gonna be a BF and a pickaxe here, and this Jinx is in absolute fountain laser territory right now. Level 12, 11 kills. Sure, she's down on CS, but she doesn't care. She didn't ask about you, how you felt here. You know,
Like-
you look at the gold grass right now. The Lee Sin's up 1,400, and you know Karma's utility. You don't need gold on her. It's really it's looking just really good for the side of Team Death Round Quebec.
Yeah, they are getting the advantage. They got the advantage into the important carry. Like, realistically, every member of the team is completely relevant and doesn't matter in comparison to the Jinx. This Jinx is what you care about. She's what you value. She's going to be your whole win condition, essentially. And if she's so far ahead, you're happy. You're happy. Like, she's completely going to be the way that you win this game. And the fact that she's 11-1 is so important. Also important for them, the Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. The fact that they have 3 Drakes in their favor, and it's going to be exceptionally hard for the side of McDoowan to win a fight because they are so far behind. It's going to be so important for this soul.
Yeah, I mean, the Great Vision talk about it, you just see how hard it is for McDoowan to walk in here. You know, Noipi wants to contest this red buff, and it just shows how far McDoowan McDoowan behind.
Kaisa has
because
barely an item.
yeah, like Kaisa has an item and a Build-A-Bear
I want
workshop
to say
there.
barely an item because Mana Mune with not a stack is barely
And
an
it's
item.
yeah, it's not even stacked TDS. That's another extremely important thing. And you look here in the bottom
very
half
good.
here, Blue Smite going down on towards the set here. English Muffin might be in some more trouble. The true damage is gonna be a lot, but the Nautilus hook forces the flash out of the set. And you know, right now we're just counting down until the end here because you know, Team Death Quebec are just, you know, they're firing on all cylinders right now, and they're looking for everything. See, hit the set is gonna be so much more trouble. Ultimate not gonna be enough. The flash force out of the trouble, but Noipi does have a good fight here. Wants to dump a lot of damage
Yeah.
on towards the Jinx, but you know, don't care. Didn't. Oh my God! The shutdown going over the Thresh again. Oh no! Noipi gonna be in the back, like not able to do anything. We see Izzer gonna get hooked up by the
Izzer's dead.
Nautilus, and even though they get the Kaisa, it's still looking like a really hard fight here. Pure Soul, the Karma able to get a kill. The Executioners from the Execution coming in from the Lee Sin, sorry. And you know, they're just juggling tower aggro. They're just bouncing it around. It's a mouse in the house here, and that's gonna be an ace for the side of Team Death Round Quebec.
Yeah, and the fact they miraculously got the Jinx was so amazing. But they got her after the Jinx, the LeBlanc was dead, the Zed was dead, and the Kaisa was in such a precarious position. So even though they killed the Jinx, and it's amazing, the shutdown once again goes into the pockets of Kanaina, so you're screwed there already, and then you don't even win the fight. So you're double screwed there, and now losing the Dragon. I'm just expecting that they can close out this game 5 minutes so we don't delay the third game as much as possible. I'd really rather get the third game going before 11, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're kind of in a position where, you know, it's like a, it's not like it's not how our Team Death Round Quebec, how Team Death Round Quebec is going to win, but it's more like when they are.
Yeah,
And you know, right now it
essentially.
just looks like they're kind of playing stock standard here. They're just getting everything on Jinx. They're gonna start to group up towards this Baron and probably look to end here. And you know, it's 23 minutes in. It's super early on, and they're up 6,000 gold, which is a lot at this stage. And definitely, you know, all signs are just favoring to look that. All signs are favoring that they're gonna be able to end.
Yeah, it just feels like there's not going to be a chance. Like, not even just the gold value being a factor, but look at level differences. The only level advantage that McDoowan has is on top lane. Every other member is behind. Hecarim is 1 level behind. The LeBlanc is 2 levels behind. The Kaisa is 2 levels behind, and the Thresh is 1 level behind. Pretty close.
Now, close indeed, but it's kind of just a free map here. I don't know what McDoowan can kind of do in terms of, you know, looking to get back in here because, you know, you look at that Karma stacking up that item, stacking up that Final Winter, just being an overall nuisance, going that kind of hybrid tank Karma build. And you look at, you know, the Lee Sin has that 2-item mark. LeBlanc forced to kind of build towards more of a defensive option with the Zanya, so no damage. You know, Kaisa just finished stacking up that Mana Mune, so, you know, it's looking like a real heavy hill to climb.
Yeah, the only way that I can see them winning this game, or at least putting themselves into a spot to win the game from the side of McDoowan, is if they wait the 4:30 now, and they still are able to get the dragon in anyway. Like, Elder Dragon is the best way, and in my opinion, the only way that they come back into this game, because even with Baron, I don't think they have enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, they want to look for something here. Gonna get the pillar on towards
This
the
is a good
threshold.
opportunity.
Yeah, the Flame will just back me off here. Noip just does no damage. That
Yeah.
was a literal 0 damage LeBlanc poke there, and it's just really difficult. Like they have Mountain Soul, they have all this pressure. What can McDoowan do?
Yeah, I don't know what they can do. I honestly think that they should force it into a spot where the Baron buff and the Elder are at the same time. You are able to try and maybe force a trade, and if so, you will go for the Elder Baron trade.
Yeah, they can
The
look
Elder
for the hook
Baron.
on towards the Lee Sin, but the Ward Hop is just keep him alive. The Jinx autos are doing all
Oh,
of the
the
onslaught
ultimate.
shells coming in from behind, but the Jinx, look at the Jinx, nice and safe. They're doing a lot of damage. Oh, here we go. Might be some trouble here for the side of Enderfire, but once again, picks up another kill. This Jinx is just ridiculous right now. They might just look for the end here, TDS.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case, because at this point, getting those 2 kills, the Jinx is excited. She's just destroying everything in her way, and I think that's it. I think this is the game, and we're going to a game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, look at all that damage. It's just so ridiculous. Jinx is taking no damage, dealing all of that damage in the return, able to pick up another kill on towards Malone, and here's the resets, here's the pain, one more auto, and Isner is just forced to sit back at Fountain and watch as his Nexus is gonna go down here, and just like that, Team Deathbound from Quebec, they're not gonna go down quietly, TDS, they want to go to a game 3.
Yeah, and one thing that we talked about in the pre-game or going into this game was how the early game was going to be executed. Because we saw in the previous game that McDoowan didn't really play that early game really well. They had the advantages, but they went for so much crazy and unnecessary plays that ended up just biting them back. Like, we saw a lot of forces, a lot of engages, a lot of really bad ultimates from the Hecarim that ended up being meaningless and giving away kills to the Jinx. And where you're giving three kills to the Jinx, she's 3-0 at the start of the game, you have to be something extremely wrong. So, and that just ends up punishing the side of McDoowan. That's why we are going into a game 3 now.
Yeah, absolutely hit the nail on the head there. You just let the Jinx kind of get too ahead, and like the whole kind of composition from Team Deathrock kind of just came online. And
Yep.
McDoowan, they tried to run it back with that Kai'Sa Thresh, and it just didn't work out. So back to the drawing board for both teams once again, and they want to look to close out the whole series. They McDoowan don't want to get reverse sweep, and Team Deathrock are looking hungry for their first win. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to a short break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Everybody, panic! Hold on! I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. She's such a loser, always ready to cry. Da-da-da-da. Aw, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to
Uh,
I forgot to
yeah.
unmute myself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Game 3 matchup between Team Death Realm Quebec and McDoowan. And, kind of going into this draft here, it's kind of same things. You see that Lau, we see that Fiddlesticks, we see that Mordekaiser, see the Rengar once again. So nothing too new so far, nothing too crazy. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts, TDS?
Yeah, it's the same thing that we talked about in the previous draft. When you win, you pretty much change nothing because you won, unless you're extremely scared of a champion. And if you lose, you're going to ban something away. McDoowan are yet to do it, but I feel like if you're on red side, you have to either ban the Jinx, or I feel like the best possible way to go against it is go with a Caitlyn Jinx looks to try and just utilize the advantage that you have. But yeah, there's the Jinx. Like I just feel like on red side you cannot give away that champion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it was really interesting as to why, it kind of went that way in the first game. We see here
Yeah.
once again, first pick Hecarim, TDS. There's just so many more interesting champions than Hecarim. Well, I mean, we get to see it another time, which is definitely a little bit of a plus there. But there's just a lot of like you notice, like just huge Hecarim priority
Yeah,
overall.
and funnily enough, he has lost both games. So even though there's quite a high Hikarim priority, it's not finding the value that you actually pick the Hikarim for. So I hope that maybe this game TQC, because I kind of forgot for some reason. Yeah, TQC is able to utilize the Hikarim better and make it finally get that first win in this series. On the other side, McDoowan going for the Graves, potentially a flex. It can be either in the top lane or in the jungle. I've really lost a lot of favor for the Graves in the top lane. I feel like it's not like it was previously. His strength is not quite there. So I feel like you'd just rather take it in the jungle, but there can still be a flex potential with the Graves. And the Kai'Sa once again, like we saw the amount of power that the Kai'Sa had in the first game, so I can understand why you're going back to the Kai'Sa. But last game, it really got effectively punished.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of one thing to note, TDS, is that there's a new Graves top build right now, and it is sounding absolutely juicy. It would go something alongside Hullbreaker Gore Drinker. Now we do
No.
see Team Death Run Quebec going for some Zeri gaming. And,
Yeah.
Zeri is just such a strong blue side champion. I'm surprised, after the nerfs, I'm going to be curious as towards a few things. One is going to be the item build. Two is going to be the rune choice. And, just how it's going to be played out, because there's a really strong champion when she gets that kind of late game juiced up stage. And so, that's definitely something to look towards. And you see the Kai'Sa Nautilus this time round, bot lane for McDoowan.
Yeah, opting for a maybe much more engaged heavy. We saw in the previous game how they kind of failed sometimes to utilize effectively the power of the Kai'Sa with the Thresh. And the Nautilus just was so effective. I think also denying the Nautilus from TQC because they used it as a flex with the Karma. And now maybe they are going to try and play around that, taking away the Nautilus so that they cannot play around that flex potential. I'm in the belief that Seri is still a strong enough champion, even with the nerf. So I was surprised to see the priority kind of falling down quite like the way that it did. But like you're pointing out, Seri did receive nerfs, and there's going to be an interesting change in terms of build or the way that she's going to get played, especially going into the early stages, because I feel like late game is going to be quite a little bit the same. It's early on that it's going to matter most, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely did mention. Now we do see a Nivea going to be picked up here for the side of McDoowan. So we're going to see a new pick here, but Akshan as well. We're kind of just we're being treated right here. A lot of
Yeah.
different picks, and they're pulling out all the guns for Game 3 here. TDS.
Yeah, we need to see if this is going to be once again the flex with the action and Karma in the mid lane top lane. Yeah, because now Alistair means that it's Seri, Alistair bot lane. Karma, I think that it's potentially going to be Karma top once again and action in the mid lane. But the good thing about Karma and action is that you can send either into either lane. So the flex
Yeah.
potential can still be valuable. And even if you counter pick correctly here from the side of McDoowan into top lane, it's maybe not going to be the most effective unless it's a jungle pick.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, lane swaps also exist. And I was just gonna say, are they gonna pick the set again? And it looks like McDuan answered my own question. They're gonna go for it.
It performed quite well against the Karma, right? Like the matchup wasn't as badly as it may have seen at the start. And apart from some plays that could have gone better, to say the least, from the side of the set, like he did get a good CS lead. He got a couple of solo kills, or I think one solo kill, and he was able to provide pressure. I'm not 100% sold on the build that Muffin went for, but still the set did find a lot of value. We still need to see where TQC does put the champions though, because I think that Karma against Anivia, you can just put the Karma in mid lane and she's going to push the wave effectively, and it's not going to be that bad. Like it's just going to be a consistent push between the two champions, and you're not going to lose quite a lot. And the action instead can utilize the range and his damage advantage much more effectively than that of the Karma, maybe even the escape potential that he has.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a kind of a lot of, once again, just so many factors that we kind of have to
Yeah.
think about moving into this draft. And, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how both teams play it out. So, TDS, both you and I know that, we love game threes, absolutely. And, we'll have to just wait and see. So, with that, we're going to go to a short spectate delay. And, we'll be right back with this game three between Team Death Run Quebec and McDoowan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on towards Summoner's Rift as we have this intense game 3 between Team Deathrealm Quebec and McDoowan. And naturally, McDoowan got me feeling like I'm gonna have some Burger King later tonight, but they want to have this win tonight and put themselves on that solid W column as a little onto the. It's gonna be that Karma top once again, and so what are your expectations kind of for this game, TDS?
I think it's going to be interesting seeing the Karma once again against the set. I feel like it has much more potential than maybe we saw. It's going to be once again the farming Karma, so It's not going to just abandon lane. And then looking at the mid lane, I feel like that lane particularly as well, if the Action can find good push and then look to move around, one of the things that Action does quite well is trying to impact the rest of the map much more so than just his lane. Before level 6, he can have that impact, and then he can even threaten just potentially killing the Anivia. Like, Anivia against AD mid laners is not the best of things. Like, it's not quite like Cassidy because she has range, but without wave clear at level 6, it's going to be quite hard for her to force some play. So I feel like Action has to take advantage of that and look to try and impact the rest of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Action has such a great solo kill threat as well on
Yeah.
towards Anivia, especially if that Q is going to be dodged out. So I'm definitely looking at how that mid matchup for Pure Salt is going to go once again. But kind of just judging the situation right now, everything's just going to be nice and stock standard. Nothing too crazy so far. We're going to see Zeri after the nerfs here. It's going to see the hook going straight in on towards Ender Fire. But that auto and the passive damage from that fully charged Zeri bar means that Kanina is going to be the one that's chucked out instead.
I'm 100% in favor of that trade if you have level 2 in the Kai'Sa, because you messed up on potentially popping the passive with the W, and that meant that the Alistar really got out without having to lose a lot or forcing quite a lot. So important trade, not the best, but it's something that we're going to keep on seeing with the Nautilus and the Kai'Sa, because that's how good they are with forcing trades and even forcing just soul kills in the bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see here, both bot laners will be able to hit level 2, so nothing too crazy yet. It's definitely gonna be on the Kai'Sa and Nautilus to be able to do something in the early game and punish the weak early game that Zeri has. So that's definitely one thing that I want to be on the lookout for in this game. I'm also going to be on the lookout, like I said, for what build the Zeri is gonna go for. There's a lot of variation.
Want to make mids?
I'm gonna go with, you know what? Let me think. I will go with a bet. I don't know what he's gonna build yet. Let me think about that, TS. What do you think he's gonna
I'll
build?
say I think he's going to go for create with Kraken Slayer.
That is definitely a valid option there. That is going to be a comfort build that a lot of people will go for. I think he might still go the Triforce build. Maybe
Okay.
maybe he still thinks it's good. Maybe he'll throw in a Blade of the Rune King in there or something like that.
I think
But-
it may be good. Like, Blade of the Ring King right now, it's not that bad, in my opinion,
Yeah,
with
but
some of the
speaking of
carries.
not that bad,
Oh.
this gank is not that bad here. Toxic Vein is just going to tank a lot of auto attacks, and the red buff slow for the Graves. The Mantra W will heal up the Karma by a lot, and the set won't be able to get in the range of Facebreaker, but a lot of lane pressure that is just going to be exerted here from below. Now we do see Autopipe going to be channeling that E here, wants to look for a play here, but the Facebreaker is going to stun up the Hecarim. So the shield from the Karma means that they should be able to kite it out here, but the W, the smoke screen, is going to slow down Autopipe a bit more. Flashes available for both top jungles, but they're not going to look to pursue the play here. They're going to look for another little bit of a trade here. Toxic Being wants to go for that tether, but not going to be able to get there, and it's just going to be some bouncing around between top jungles.
Yeah, and I'm honestly surprised with that gank attempt from the side of TGQ, or yeah, TCQ, because it's not the best of.
Oh, you can see the Akshan swing in here. It's going to get a couple more auto attack. The press the
That's
attack, and the
Ignite.
Ignite is taking away here. One more auto attack will do it, and Pure Salt, can he get the solo kill in time? Look at the minion. Oh no, the tower shot! First blood goes over towards Noip. Just like that.
I feel that action. That is something that I, as a mid laner, fear a lot of the times, and I hate when that happened. But I like the attempt of the solo kill. I think that it was a good idea, and I feel like if he just stays still, he probably gets the kill. But really nice attempt by the Action. Great for the Anivia, because she not only gets a solo kill before level 6, she now has the potential to just come back into lane with the teleport and just push the wave. Like, Action can never answer or cannot answer as effectively the push of the Anivia because of the level 6. Action's windows were going to be before level 6, and if he gets a solo kill, after level 6. But if not, now Anivia has a lot of control over that lane, realistically, apart from maybe Hecarim ganking in.
The thing is, though, the lost chapter so early on in the game means that, the Anivia is just going to have perma wave control and
Infinite mana, essentially.
yeah, infinite mana. Not to mention that Akshan doesn't really, like, his item is horrible here. It's a Vamp Scepter in towards the Lost Chapter, and the relative value is not enough. However, speaking of value here, looks like McDoowan want to look for the value on. Looks like Team Death and Quebec want to look for the value on towards this dragon here, but the numbers advantage isn't there.
Oh, wait,
They
like
might
the-
get pinched out. They're gonna look on the Anivia though, the great wall, able to buy a lot of zone, but you know they're just gonna kill the play here and not gonna let the side
Where's
of
this
Team Death-
top side though?
They're going back on it. Kaisa and Nautilus are in position. We see the Zeri hop over the wall. That's no E on the Zeri, and that's a lot of damage to the Hextech Dragon. It's going to be straight in
Okay.
towards the Anivia ult as well. They're going to turn on towards Nautilus. Oh my god.
no.
Navia just gets exploded. Now the Hecarim is extremely low. They're going to look for this Dragon play. Blue
Hecarim
team
is
is
dead, by
making
the
the
way.
kill here because Graves is not there. The ultimate, the comeuppance is not able to get it from the Akshan, and it's going to be stealth time, but it's not going to be enough. 2 for 0 going over to the side of McDoowan.
That was so. That was such a bad decision from the side of Team Death from Quebec, because it's not. Oh wait, result. Okay. flash.
Oh, forces the flash out of Pierce. Oh my god, the Grace ult end of the line. Barely hanging on a tightrope here. And the thing is, Pearsall can't even farm this wave.
Yeah, it's the Cigar diff. With the Cigar, he probably gets the kill. But yeah, Grizzled has to run a.
Oh, Pearsall messed up on the E. They're
No
gonna look
flash,
to potentially
no
chase
flash.
here, but no flash on the Nivea. Oh,
Oh,
the
who
wall
cares?
and the E, the fade away. Killing spree going over to this Nivea.
Yeah, no flash. Who cares? The wall in the perfect spot to deny the action running away, and just like that, such a huge lead for the Nvidia. 3-0-1, 20 something CS. I don't want to do quick maths. 2 plates and denying so much CS as well for the action. Like this Nvidia is getting out of control at level 7. I mean it's 7. That's not something normal.
It was 16 CS, by the way, TDS. But
Yeah,
any,
yeah, I'm not
it
good
is
with maths.
absolutely not normal here. As you see here, Toxic Vein might be in trouble here. The set ultimate is available. They're gonna flash
Oh,
play.
yeah.
Malone is here to follow up. The flash able to dodge out on the squishing, but the pullback face breaker in your face. Toxic Vein
They
is
have
gonna
enough
kite inside
damage.
the minions, and the Mantra W is there. A little bit of a misplay from the top jungle from the side of McDoowan, but once again, I mean, they're still really ahead. That Anivia is firing on all cylinders. And that Ice Bird is cool as hell right
Oh.
now. They want to look for more.
Oh,
Pure
actually?
Soul is trading in on towards Noipi right now. Compet's coming in as well. Can the minions be enough? It ain't the tick is able to keep the bird alive, but the
Maybe
bird
has
is the
bison as
word
well.
here, and the horse wants to look at the play the onslaught.
Oh.
Able to hit the 600 gold shutdown.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the Nvidia had the passive, so I feel like this was overcommitting too much. But without the passive, it makes complete sense. They get the shutdown, like you're pointing out. That was so close, the action about to die, like nothing was going to happen to him. But they are able to get the trade back. And I think the gold going into the pocket of the Hecarim is it's a really good actually, because he's going to be your pretty much main engager with the Alistar. So the fact that he can get ahead and try and threaten the Nvidia. Oh wait.
Oh no, English Muffin is going to be in trouble here. The auto pipe just picks up the freest kill of his life here. That's going to be 2 kills going over to Hecarim in a relatively short span of time. So, you know, Team Death and Quebec are starting to put their foot in the door right now. They have a small chance at this rate, especially because, you know, Hecarim playmaking jungler gets 2 kills. Definitely good news.
Yeah, if he can make use of these two kills to make use of the ultimate as well, then that's going to be great news. He's also going for the much more damage route in his build with going for the Sunder. I feel like with it's what this Shin is going to be. I don't think it's going to be Trinity Force. And with that, he can threaten a little bit more the Kaisa and the Anivia, like we were pointing out previously with his ultimates later on in the game.
Yeah, and speaking of later on, TDS, look at the Zeri items. It
Yeah,
looks
she's
like I
going
won
to-
the bet. I
Yeah,
am. It's
they are
winning.
not risky enough. Yeah, they don't want risks. Okay, fair enough.
They don't want risk. And I think the problem is the Triforce build, it's cute, but the problem is just it just doesn't do enough damage anymore. And you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Zeri can look to have a pop-off moment, pick up a few early kills, and start to stack that build as
Who got that?
I think.
Okay, no, Seth got it.
Okay, that would
Okay.
have been the craziest auction steal. I agree. But, you know, maybe we still see a Bork. Maybe just go Rudons into Titanic. But, you know, it puts in a situation where the item build definitely will make a difference. Really good trade from Noip as well. Definitely showing off her cool comp collectedness on this bird right now. Because, you know, blue buff on the Nivea, 3-1-1 on this bird right now. The items are stacking through, and Pure Soul just doesn't have the items or combat ability to match anything that the Nivea can do right now.
Yeah. Pure Soul right now, it's kind of a glorified minion because he can deal damage, but simply not enough. He's just going to be there clearing waves and trying to make the best out of a bad situation, try and get towards a spot where he can fight, because later in the game, like the damage value from action is going to be valuable. Like it's 280 carries, right? And you also have to put into account the revive potential. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And oh no, pure salt just. I mean, it's rubbing salt in the wound at this point. Noipi is just so far ahead on this Anivia that, you know, the Akshan just doesn't have an item for so. Oh
What?
my god! Hook bending right there.
What?
Enderfire is going to be in trouble. Does have that Zeri ult available, but Isra is just chasing up with the autos, and they're going to look to back up here because they see that Hecarim. Also, the Shadows is available. The flash away from Kanina means that they're going to get out. The hook goes back on towards the Hecarim though, but there's not going to be enough damage to re-engage coming in from the side of Team Death from Quebec, and it's going to be a kill going over towards that Zeri. Enderfire picks up a kill, and that is exactly what you want from your Zeri, to be able to get those kills and slowly start to scale in towards relevance.
Yeah, that is really important, the kill that they got. Also, now forcing onto the dragon, Noipi needs to be careful.
Yeah,
Noipi is about
Enderfire
to be
is gonna
dead.
chase away with these auto attacks, the skill shots going in. Noipi is gonna be hit by the
Oh,
comeuppance
Isner.
here, but that's negative damage from the side of the Akshan. And Isner follows up with the Kaisa getting the double kill, double
the
solo
revive.
bullet, but the revive for the Akshan. Looking at Spider-Man right now, swinging around. That's a triple kill going over towards the Akshan. Oh, never mind, I'm trolling. That's a double kill going over Akshan, but that's an
Yeah.
incredible revive because that buys so much map pressure for the side of Team Death from Quebec.
Yeah, and gets this might back into play, which means that this dragon is no longer a potential play for the side of Team McDoowan. They need their own smite, they don't have it.
Yeah,
actually,
Noipi gets a stun and the one shot on towards the Akshan,
Oh,
and
no,
just when we sing the praises of Pure Salt, he just has to get picked off there. And you know, just when we said okay, maybe Team Death Dragon can look for this dragon here, you know, Noipi says no.
Yeah, it turns out that the revive from the action just served for getting extra gold for the Anivia. Like that was the value there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a gold reset for the bounty there,
Yeah.
but you know, it's definitely not what we want to see now. We do see the Karmas just kind of chilling in the top lane. Toxic Vein able to farm up to that nice level 10 point, and you know, this Karma will have a lot of value. But the thing is the Karma's utility gonna be enough to make up for how fed that Anivia is? 2 items at 13 minutes, TDS.
Yeah, that's way too much. And it's not only the 2 items, it's also the fact that the second item that she has is the fully stacked Archangels. So even more damage just pumping into the Anivia. And it's just going to be so hard to go against Anivia, because one thing that she has with the ultimate, it's playing the short range, the short distances really well. And when you look at the composition from the side of Team Death from Quebec, a lot of their champions rely on going in. Like Suri doesn't have particularly the longest of ranges. If I'm not wrong, the Q is the longest range.
Ooh, top lane might be in trouble here. Toxic Vein does have flash available, but should be able to live. Oh, we see the flash face break coming in. English Muffin instantly pops her face with the W there. Now we see Noipi gonna look on towards Auto Pipe here. The ultimate gonna run away. The Smite is able to get the Rift Arrow, but oh no, now you're too fat for that little your choke point there. And another Rampage for the side of Noipi. 7-1-2 on this Anivia. The bird is a problem right now.
Yeah, and I was surprised with the way the LeBlanc play on the first game, but this Anivia gameplay has been quite good from Noipi, being way better and putting so much more pressure, being able to put so much damage onto the enemy team, thanks to the solo kill at level 2, if I'm not wrong, but it's still doing quite well with this Anivia.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Noipi is just kind of running the map right now, just getting everything. Double buffs on this Anivia right now, you know, invading the jungle as he pleases. He's just doing Gromp, he's doing Wolves, they're just suffocating the side of Team Death on Quebec right now.
Yeah, the Anivia is the new jungler now. She's just going towards the jungle and stealing everything she can.
And
Down
for the
the bot lane.
Ooh, we do see Alistar
Oh,
going in for the
Kaiser.
engage on towards Kaiser. Isner does have the ultimate available. Might want to use it, but doesn't get it off. Shut down, going over towards that Hecarim, and that's just greed from the side of the McDoowan
Yeah.
80 carry. Just walking up when your whole team is topside. I mean, look at the flash engage on towards the Nautilus. So Kanina is going to get the root on towards the Alistar. Maybe they can trade 1-for-1 if he gets lucky, but Pure Salt is able to get the kill there and no deaths given over. But in the meanwhile, look at the mid lane. They're pushing for this tier 2. This Anivia is just unhinged right now. 350 goes in the wallet of this Anivia right now. The set is pushing out top lane for free. And sure, they only get the objective bounty in the bot lane. It's a 15-minute objective bounty. It's so early, and the Anivia is so ahead. Akshat has no items.
Yeah, Shanice is still so weak. But you gotta look at the bright side being Team Death from Quebec. You got 2 kills in the bot lane, 1 shutdown at that. You got the turret, you got the bounty, so you're still at least able to look bright. Like, yes, the Anivia is still a problem, but she's an immobile mage. You can get towards her with the Hecarim and with the Alistar, and if you're able to kill her, you can maybe look into killing the rest of the team. Kind of like the Jinx situation. And it's not yet to that degree where if you kill the Jinx, even if you kill the Jinx, your whole team is dead, so it doesn't matter. I think that there's still a good opportunity, but it's looking grim. I do agree with you with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, right now, if you're thinking about, if you're on the side of Team Death on Quebec, like, you know, what are the next steps? Sure, it's a 3,000 gold lead, but you know, you haven't been able to shut down like maps. Like, no one has an overwhelming point of like advantage to where we say, okay, play through like X champion to come back, because right now they just need to look for constant miracle picks, and Pure Salt is just gonna get chunked out a lot. Malone might be chunked out a lot, forced to use the end of the line. Comeuppance is coming out, but the Anivia is gonna block all of it, tickling the bird there, and you know, Noipi is just kind of like a walking, walking fountain laser right now. Just kind of perma-zoning the map. Autopilot might be in trouble here. No ultimate available. And Isner picks it up with the W snipe. The missile is finding the true mark hit there. And just able to get the kill. 4-2-1 on this Kai'Sa now. And we talked about how last game he wasn't get that tier stacking up. This game, not going to be a problem.
Yeah, at least she's on route. She's not fully far behind to the AD carry. You're not 3 items down to the enemy Jinx. So this game looking quite better for Isner. He's getting a lot of damage. And first all is dead. Yep.
My, this Anivia is just running the game right now.
Though. This is nothing new. We have seen already Noipi killing Pure Salt this game like 3 times, so it's nothing new.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at this point, it's just it's getting harder and harder here, TDS. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what can't, like, ever. It's at all stages, like, everyone's just getting picked off. Like, they're looking for these plays, and you know, if they're not working out, and you're just giving the carries more and more gold to sit on.
Yeah, the problem is that the plays that they need to look for are either being able to destroy this Anivia when no one is around, or being able to take advantage on the other side of the map. But your only champions to pull the plays off are Hecarim, that is 3, 5, and 3, not necessarily the strongest, and the Alistar that doesn't really survive long enough so that your team can get value. The action is not dealing enough damage right now to be able to kill someone. The Seri yet to be able to deal damage as well because of her nerfs, so she's not at her strongest point. And the Karma is a Karma. So you really need to be careful. Oh, Pure Salt.
Oh no, not again. Pure Salt. It's salt in the wound. Noipi is dominating. Sure, you get an objective bounty in the top lane, but they're pressuring the inhibitor tower at 19 minutes, TDS.
Yeah, this is not something, and they have the Herald, so they can just push, even maybe push towards the Nexus with the Herald.
They might just go for it here, TDS. They're feeling themselves right now. Looks like they will opt to back off here, thankfully. But, you know, 4 more minutes until the next dragon. Barret isn't even up yet, and I feel like McDoowan don't have anything to do right now.
Yeah, they realistically are just going to look into the jungle, maybe get a pick if someone is greedy enough, but they have complete control over the board side jungle, they have complete control over the top side jungle, and I wanted to point this out. They can rush this Baron in a spawn. They have a Kai'Sa and an Anivia. Those 2 champions deal so much damage towards the huge monster, so they can kill that Baron quickly if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, it's just like I think they might just I think they might be going for it, TDS.
Yeah, they have the damage too. I wouldn't be surprised if they just rush it here and there's no answer from anyone.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like, there's just no vision on the map, right? There's no vision, there's no play to be made here, and it's just incredibly difficult for the side of you know, Team Death on Quebec to do anything.
Yeah, it took them less than 20 seconds to kill that Baron Ball. That's how quickly they can do it.
And that's a 3-item Anivia right now. 10 stacked Darksteel. Stopwatch is on the ready. You know, it's a bit of a gap right now. You look at the Zeri, you know, she stunted her build. Going for that deal in the dagger, but then pivoting to the Tiamat means that you don't get your items on your Zeri, which is supposed to be your carry point as well.
Yeah. And I feel like for this game, you really don't need to have the Tiamat or even just the Hurricane. I feel like if you go for the what is it called? The magic resistance attack speed item. I'm sorry, I
Wit's
forget
End.
the name. Yeah, the Wit's End. The Wit's End would have worked here really well, especially with how far ahead the Anivia is. But even Kaisa would be dealing quite a lot of magic damage. So with the Wit's End, you can survive long enough and allow your team to survive as well. Oh,
Ooh, we see here. Oh no, that's gonna be a dead horse.
unless-
Oh, maybe not. Malone is gonna be able to. Is not gonna be able to get the kill here. Ender Fire is able to pick it up here, but oh no, look at Set. Set wants to look here. Does have flash available, but they're not gonna go for it. They're just gonna be pushing down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, even though the Malone dies, you still need to answer towards this bot lane, towards the two champions that are really strong with a lot of magic damage, and you don't have quite the wave clear. Like apart from maybe the mantra Q from the Karma, what else do you have? Oh wait,
Yeah,
engage.
absolutely. Oh, they're gonna look for engage here. Oh my god, Toxic Vein just got exploded off of Summoner's Rift, and you know this could just be game TDS.
They can just push, yeah. Like
Yeah,
there's a next wave coming in. They have the Anivia wall. Oh,
Yeah, and oh, look at that damage. Set is flashing in. Kaiser's jumping in as well. Set's going into the fountain. He doesn't really care there, but look at Enderfire.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know
just
about
taking so much
fountain.
damage. The hook going in on towards the Akshan as well. This could just be it, TDS. This just could be
Oh.
the game 3 that we wanted. It fast and easy. McDoowan, no hesitation. They're going to keep going. It's Agnivia, but once again, that is one tough egg to crack, TDS. Double kill going over to this Kaiser. 1,000 gold shutdown going over. Oh, the Hecarim able to get the trade kill. The Conqueror, the healing is going to be enough. Kanaya not able to get the kill. This is a triple kill going over towards the Hecarim.
yeah, saving the game, but here comes Graves. He doesn't have ultimate though. I don't think he can get the kill. Yeah, this is not going to do much. So going a little bit too greedy there with the dive, going into the fountain. I don't think it's the best of choices. But still, even though they give away the shutdown, it's still not. I don't think it's yet enough. Like the Nivea still has teleport, can come back in. The Kaisa will get another item. She just completed Mana Mine as well, so she's super strong. And this point of strength for the side of McDoowan is just simply too much for the side of Team Death Realm Quebec. Like they still need at least 2 more throws and a Baron Bomb to be able to come back.
Absolutely, and the thing is, this is going to be sole point for the side of McDoowan now. Honest, if you're Team Death Realm Quebec, surely you have to give this up. But the thing is, you know, it's still so difficult. There's so many, like, you know, just different angles. There's so many just like things that need to go right for them if they want to come back into this game.
And I'm not sure if they are going to get those angles working for them. Like it's just looking so harsh. The Anivia is so strong. And one of the points that I wanted to make previously that I'm not sure if I was able to because of what was happening was that the low range, the Anivia can deny so much low range, and the champions that you're depending on are not really high range. Like even the Seri, apart from W and maybe Q a little bit, she is quite low range. Like she needs to walk towards the champions to be able to deal quite a lot of damage. So when she needs to do that, the Anivia just works perfectly to deny her.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, speaking
Oh,
of
wave
denying,
engage.
they're gonna look to deny the life of English. Muffin, no
Oh,
W
really nice.
available. Has to be a one shot on the Set right now, and you know that's some breathing room. That is a small throw. The Set isn't the shutdown gold point that you need, but I mean, no shutdowns are available. But right now, you want to get the kills on towards the Nivea and Kaisa so the rest of the team can actually pressure. See here, they're gonna go for the engage on towards the Nautilus in the mid lane here. Autopipe doesn't have the ultimate available, and the left charge going in on towards the Hecarim. The ultimate is going to buy a lot of space from the side of Isner as well. W does go wide, but auto
wait,
attack
Nivea?
raining down as well. Oh, Noibi might be in trouble as well. No
Dead?
stopwatch available, and that's gonna be a Nivea. Then Kaisa is still alive. Graves still alive. It's a 3v4. The Nautilus able to get 1 kill. Zeri still wants to look. No ultimate available though. The W from Kaisa able to buy a lot of damage, but the Karma flash not able to get the root on towards Kaisa. Is
There's also
in trouble
dead.
here. But Graves is gonna get the call on towards the Alistar though. It's a 2v2 right now, but the side of Team Death from Quebec have been able to claw their way back in. But look at the base,
minions.
CDS, the Minions, they're doing it. Stop the ports right now. That should be the call going on. Zeri able to get the recall here, so it should be safe enough. But that's just going to be an extra pain in the side of Team Death from
Malone
Quebec.
died.
Oh my god, the Karma able to pick up the Graves kill as well.
Yeah, this is becoming a clown fiesta like I haven't seen previously. This was so much kills going left and right. That teamfight win super crucial for the side of Team Death from Quebec, because with that they are able to stop the continuous onslaught from the side of McDoowan. Yes, the Nexus turrets die, but realistically they needed to force something to happen, and they were able to force something to happen. They even killed the Anivia again, so putting her into a much tougher spot, and Anivia greeting to not have the Sonjas in this game, which I think would have been ideal for her to just give that extra survivability, just gets completely punished and she dies. Also, the angle that she went from in the jungle just was made her an easy target to kill.
Yeah, absolutely. And Noipi just mispositioned there, kind of walking in, no egg available, no safety net for the Anivia. And so they're going to look for a play here. Alistar might be caught out here. That's a lot of damage going in. And, right here, McDoowan have such a good choke point. Look at the Alistar, forced to use the ultimate available already. And the Hecarim going to go in on the backline, but not enough damage to be able to deal. No follow-up set. Going to get that ultimate as well. Pop people, double kill going over to set. Great revive from the Akshan, though. The Anivia ult is so big, though. That's a lot of damage going in. Isner does have that ultimate available. The Grace is here. So far, it's just going to be a 2 for nothing. The Akshan revive is so big here. Isner is just doing as much damage as he can with the W's here. Noipi does have that egg available. And so, we're just in such a tense moment right now, TDS. Kind of just edge of our seats right now. The teleport is going to be up for the set. The Baron is going to be up right now. And, the whole fight is just going in such a lopsided way purely because of that Akshan revive mechanic that you were talking about. We look at that bot lane wave that is going to look to take the inhibitor soon. So the Karma is going to be forced to base. We see the items completed. And it's a difficult situation right now because the projected bounty goes down mid, which is great. 6k gold difference. But the thing is, Team Deathdown Quebec now need to dance between, do we defend the base or can we contest the objectives?
But they are close to the win conditions that we set up for them. 2 teamfight wins and 1 bar buff. That's what they need, and they already achieved, in my opinion, they achieved almost the 2 teamfight wins. They just need the Baron buff, and they can come back into this game. They can effectively come back. They have been playing those fights really well, and it's coming into play something really, really important. The action revive.
Here we go. Here's the Baron buff. Now, can Hecarim get the steal, or does this just go down way too quick? We see the Nautilus is buying a lot of zone. Hecarim going in, but they're just going to kill the Hecarim off instead. That's going to be a dead horse shot up on the side. Red team picks up the Baron Nashor, and they're going to be teleport on the Anivia and the set, so they're going to get the reset on the side of Noipi right now, and then they're going to look to push for the end here. 30 seconds on the Hecarim. This is the moment where McDoowan can look to seal this victory in this 3-game series so far.
Yeah, this is the moment. Tonight is the night. They need to kill someone so they can win this game.
Yeah, and so much Kai'Sa damage. Enderfire just getting 1/5 of the health bar. Now Flash ultimate coming in from the set. Gonna be able to kite out from the damage as well. The W, the true damage. Boom! Here comes the boom! Going in. Zeri gonna be one shot by the Grace as well. And this just might be it here, TDS. The Karma is gone. And it's just gonna be the Akshan who died so much in the first place, sitting in on the side. And just like that, McDoowan put themselves on another win column here and pick up the W.
Yeah, it was looking dicey after that second game, but in the third game, they pull off Noipi's Anivia, gets such a huge advantage early on, and it becomes so hard for the side of Team Death from Quebec to be able to turn around. I gotta give props to them because I feel like most fights they were able to do something really nice, but the gold div, the wallet div, was simply not enough to surpass. And even though Anivia was a really important carry, I do gotta say that as Eisner as well on the Kai'Sa this time around, being once again a really important menace, those W's hitting as hard as they could. And as well, I do gotta say Malone being able to deal damage. The Nautilus pick as well from Kanaina, resulting really effectively in the pick potential and doing quite a lot for the team in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing we kind of noticed is Hecarim, whoever picked Hecarim lost. So maybe this is a warning to the other APL teams out there. Maybe this pick is kind of a trap. You don't want to be caught horsing around here, but it was really well played from McDoowan. They come out with a statement win. They kind of fell away about the way they fell about it was probably just that the game they did lose, bit shaky, could have been a lot cleaner, but able to pick up this win means that that's a huge confidence boost and definitely a great way to close out the series.
Yeah, certainly. Even though they did lose one game, like getting the win is important. Putting yourselves in a better spot in the standings is important, and the fact that they were able to turn it around, it's quite important. Like I do want to give the benefit of the doubt to that second game because they lose against the Jinx. Jinx is the best AD carry in the game. It can happen. Like you're dumb for letting it pass, in my opinion, but it still can happen. So I can give them a benefit of the doubt after that. They bind it away and they were able to win at the end. So congratulations to McDoowan. And hopefully this can work, this can serve in the future games that they play.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's going to be a lot to kind of base off of for both teams here. Definitely a lot of ups and downs that kind of both teams experience. But, speaking of experiences, that's gonna be it for our experience with you tonight. Once again, I'm Jason Good 5 and TDS, wonderful co-caster with me. Thank you to Matt for kind of running the gun on production tonight. And from all of us here at Aegis, thank you so much and have a wonderful night.